Okay. I had to redo this intro like 3 times. So this is going to be my allegation video. A future other me is going to take care of or the intro much, but allegation video. I will link in this video. I will link a Google Slides presentation in case that you guys, and I highly recommend, follow along while playing the video in the background or something, because these screenshots in the video as that you're about to see right now are going to be low quality, maybe like not zoomed in right, hard to see, and that's just because I can't resize all of them and it would just mess up the editor, and I already spent way too long on this. So just I highly recommend that you guys use a separate device to follow along in the linked Google Slides down below. All of this is in order, so you can start off. I added some extra screenshots, maybe some extra things that I missed in those slides, but for the majority, it is in order. So it'll start from Ali and continue on the list. I maybe skip some people who weren't important, like Esme or what, not Esme, but Emma Gamer or whatever, and it's just whatever. But for the majority, the major ones are there. So in the future, past me will take it away. People I'm going to be talking about are listed above, and there are going to be other situations like the tournament and maybe some other people who need to be discussed but briefly overed, and just kind of give some stuff on that. I'm going to make it very clear this is 7 to 4 years back, and I cannot have evidence of everybody. I do not have evidence of every single person I've interacted with. I can back up every single remark that I made to every single person anywhere from 7 to 4 years. So I just don't. Mainly because it's either I like, again, would prove anything on my end that I didn't see it that way, didn't mean any harm, or felt the need to be like, hey, I feel like this person's gonna cancel me. Let me just, take a screenshot for my safety. You know, I didn't think like that, nor did I want to think like that. So, with that being said, as you can see from this screenshot, I started YouTube around 6 to 7 years ago, making just videos out of nothing really, just old content. And throughout the history of my YouTube, I was always very thankful to my followers and my people. Back then, all I did was just praise and appreciated the people. I was very vocal about how I felt, about how I was maybe letting people down, and maybe that the game wasn't being the same after obviously years of development. And all this just to get to know me. This is not, we're going to get into the good stuff. This is just so you guys can get to know me, if people who don't have anything on me or want to know about me. This is all of this. I'm always was writing messages to be thankful for my community, thankful for my followers, thank you for my people around, my team, my everything. Until all that was suddenly going to be changed. But yeah, I even, as you can see in this screenshot, and you can pause all these to read them, but in this screenshot, for example, I voice for the community, using my voice, able to actually talk about some people who were talking about some very fucked up topics, more fucked up than what I'm being accused of, literally. Because sure, I get called many things, but to the fact that you're lively typing, and I'm not gonna say those people's names, but the people who were lively typing, talking about Katz's sister and raping a 5-year-old is definitely on a whole nother level. And I would voice to the community saying, hey, I have a team. If any Hunter mains want to go against us in Scrim, let us know. And I found that to be one of the funnest things to ever do. I mean, I was very vocal in the community. I'm going to say that a lot. Very vocal about what I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve. And I had a team, and I told, hey, you're an S boy, S badge, Axe boy, S badge, Vio, S badge, Lizard. You want to go against us? You don't even have to have another team. You just want to face us just to see your hunter skills on a 4-man VC team level. Go ahead. And that was just one of the most funnest things we ever done until this. And I'll try to read this, but you can also pause it or skip to, do your own doing. But basically, in this message, I said I was being accused of some stuff, which I am being accused of now to this day. And I wanted to make it clear. This is my first time speaking up for me. Keep in mind, during this time period, I'm just like, maybe like, this is 4 years ago. I'm like around, I think, late 18, maybe early 19, because my birthday's in December. So it's like towards the very end of the year. But I basically was called out for grooming people or something like that, and I had to defend myself because if I said if I told you the reason why this all started, it'd be ridiculous. I'm gonna give you the quick rundown version. Basically, I had a team, like I said, EM. that was made by me being a troll by accident, because when I made the team, it said enter your name. So I literally thought enter your name, and I was like, okay, this is your team name. So I trolled around and fucked it up. But in the end, that became a meme, and that became an actual thing. And long story short, basically we had multiple teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of my team, and we would all scrim each other. You know, team 1 would face team 5, 5 would face 4, and it was like a fun little mini turning scenario against among ourselves. Long story short, on the main team, 2 of our members were unable to play. We signed up for a tournament, but they were unable to play because of something going on. We threw in 2 new people, a couple. We threw them into our main team because they said they wanted to play. They haven't played with us on the big stage, and they want to play. And we're like, okay, so we allowed them. Long story short, match is Lakeside. Long story short, we believe that the hunter is an S-Badge sculptor, and this is old sculptor, non-nerf sculptor, and she's broken as hell. And we said they wanted to play priestess. This one particular person, I'm gonna call her. It's a she, and I'm gonna just say, we're gonna call them M. The name is M, and M wanted to play priestess. And I don't know about you guys, and this is on a game sense level. I said, do not play priestess, because priestess can get fucked over by a sculptor, and we don't have area selection or anything. This is all random shit. And I said, just play first officer, because first officer, you can't, predict where he's at. This is, good first officer. And M said, okay, I really don't want to. That's not my character. I really don't want to play priestess. We say no, because back then in the meta, it was when 2 rescuers were tied, and that was it. So we have a grave, we have a grave, and we have a forward, and then I'm a first officer, and then I'm a cowboy, and that was the team. Long story short, we were told that the hunter was going to be a sculptor, and it was last minute it was switched up, and that hunter was a clown. The gravekeeper did a really, really good kite, and it was time for the rescue. She went for the rescue, and went for the rescue, and got down with both pocket watches gone, and got stuff and didn't make the save. Long story short, we win the match somehow. We win the match, and what happened was she got angry. M got angry and blamed me for everything. She said that she blamed me because I humiliated her in front of her team. I humiliated her on the big screen, and it's all my fault. And if she would have played priestess, none of that would ever happen, despite us winning. So what she did was she decided to go and make a group chat with the other fellow members and trying to convince them to leave. That I'm just a piece of shit and I don't deserve to have a team because of how I treated her. So this, and her being, a girl, and so, that's where that came from. The groomer part came from is because I believe at the time I was like, again, either 18 or 19, and I was matching PFPs with a 17-year-old. So, crazy, 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 really crazy. That person that was matching PFPs with me was also convinced to leave because they were just like, oh my god, they hurt you, who knows who knows what else he'll do to us. So they all left, and most of them were girls, and it's not because I just accepted girls. It was just because that was kind of ironic that they were just all girls, But at the end of the day, on a real level, like, it's like 3 girls' voices, versus 1 guy. It's just never gonna end well. There's just no convincing. But yeah, you don't gotta believe me on that, but that's what happened. So this screenshot's context is the tournament, a mini tournament. They left, got upset, posting it on Instagram, going crazy, whatever. This is the first time I ever was accused of anything at all. And I tried to handle it, and I did. And we moved on. And I kept posting, just doing my own thing, talking about other people in the community, posting about my birthday, and then posting about some art with a person named Ali made. And this is where I get started on everything. Because this person in particular was a person I dated. And I'm going to get started on all this. So long story short, on this end too, I played at the time Coda was out and Genshin was popular. I downloaded a game called Genshin Impact and I played that. So what ended up happening eventually, I was just being really helpful. I liked learning the game, and when I learned it fully, I wanted to help other people. Like with Dragon Spine, or learn different things of the maps, or help them find chests, or help them find oculi. And I joined this one person's named Ali. And I helped her for like 6 hours in her role. I helped her for 6 hours. In the end, what ended up happening is that we became friends. And we added each other, and we started talking a little bit. We had a bit of a trio. We had like this other person who was like a mother and whatnot, which was kind of funny. And so we were the little trio with like a little mom overseeing us, I guess. In the end, the mom, and this is an actual mom. This wasn't like a person who just considered our mom. This was an actual mom, RL. And, she was having high hopes for us to maybe get together and talked about us getting together. And so I thought about it too, and I even wanted to ask her out. Um, I can even remember the exact fucking location in Genshin because I asked her out on fucking Genshin. I asked her out near the Tartaglia boss outside, and she was Kachine, and I was fucking Tartaglia, and I asked her out. However, she did say that she had a record of like telling people yes when she didn't mean it, and that's kind of what it happened because a month later she admitted that, but tried to back it up and say no, it's okay. I fell in love with you, so it's perfectly invalid. I said sure. Long story short, we go out, we date, for like on and off for like almost 3 years, pretty much, right? And I'm pretty sure we had like a 1 to 2 year age gap, always, never three. And so there was nothing going on with that. But for the majority of the time, me and her were on and off, but we were pretty much together for the entire time. And our relationship was not built on lust at all. Our relationship was genuine. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure if you stay around, guy or girl, you stay around in a relationship, if it was, just to try to get some, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't commit 3 years to somebody just to get some, if that makes sense. Like, that's a whole different thing. And I eventually wanted her to introduce to everything, and at the time I still played the game, IDV. So, I thought, why not get her to know my people, my server, people who play another completely game. And I tried to get her into it. Eventually she did. She was watching the streams of me playing IDV, learning it, asking questions, wanted I actually play it for herself eventually, and eventually downloaded it. She liked watching me play Geisha, and then later on became a Geisha main because she thought her gameplay was cool. So on and so forth, 3 years, whatever. But throughout this years of me and her being on and off, things started coming as a problem, which I will show in the next screenshot. So in this next screenshot, if you look at the timestamp and you look in really carefully, what you're gonna see is a screenshot of a Genshin chat, and it looks like fucking e-segs, e-roleplay, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Now to keep in mind, this is like fucking Genshin 2020, 2021 at the earliest or whatever, and or what you call, or 2022 I guess, or whatever, because it's the timestamp or whatever. But long story short, she tried to tell me that this person that I was quote unquote doing this shit with was a child. She tried to proclaim that this person was a 13-year-old, right? But this person was not 13. They were 18, and again, this person was never really Allie's friend. They were friends, but they were not at the same time. They were just acquaintances because she knew about her. We were friends. It was kind of like all three of us were friends, but but specifically her, Allie and her, they were kind of more of acquaintances. They knew of them, but didn't really interact with them. And then, then after a while, she proclaimed that that person was 13. But really, this person was 18. So it's just their word against mine because, again, there's no proof of me proclaiming or saying that they word for word they're 18. But there's also no proof of them saying that they're 13 because, it's my word against theirs. However, this person, I would have told them to make a statement. Just, can you just be, can you tell people your age so that way, I would have done that. But this is a long time ago, and we're no longer friends. Me and that person separated ways because, funny enough, when they figured out what Allie was saying, they left. They didn't like her drama and left. And then they also had other important things already that they didn't need to focus on, like their family and their studies. So they left, because of that shit. In the end, the only reason Allie acquired the screenshot is because, again, I trusted her. By the way, this is like we were like kind of in a strong thing, and this is like wasn't even a cheating thing. This was like us fucking around type of jokingly shit. Even though maybe this is a little quote unquote extreme, yeah, sure. I don't care. I don't care if I get labeled as being a little bit too pushy. I don't care if I get labeled as being a weirdo. I don't care if it makes no fucking sense to push it this far with a friend or whatever, and just like say this as jokes or whatever when you have someone or whatever. I get that. I can totally accept that. I don't care. My point being though is that this person is 18 and not 13. And long story short, she only acquired this screenshot because I trusted her with everything. She had access to my IDV account. She had access to my Genshin account. And she could log in at any goddamn time. And this is, again, my reasoning for evaluating the screenshot too. Because I trusted her and I would have hoped that if she were to see this, she would understand it's a fucking joke. Otherwise, why the fuck would I be saying this shit with the person who is my other partner in the first place that I don't feel like would see this and be like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Whatever. Anyways, she ended up bringing it up to me, and I said, no, come listen, because I wanted to explain to her. In the end, she eventually did forgive the whole thing and just saw it as a, okay, not a problem or a deal, right? It was only until me and her relationship completely fell off that she wanted to take the screenshot and proclaim and vent to her friends, and then say like, this person's 13, 13. She just ran with it. She wanted to ruin my shit and ran with it, and you'll see proof of that later on down the road. So we fall off. We don't date. She's just doing her best to get over it. And then she's over here posting matching PFPs with a whole other guy, trying to, boast and gloat that she's calling on him for 24 hours and is trying to make fun of me in her profile and doing whatever else, right? Let me remind you, I don't give a fuck about anything. And you can tell this is an old screenshot because it's fucking the old Discord UAI. This is not fucking old. This is not fucking new. This is old. And so again, I was on to her looking on this shit. I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Okay, if you have to go date another guy to get over your feelings over me, that says something about you rather than me, bro. I don't care. But it was only until I had to track her down because then after this point, she was still part of the identity community to an extent, but she was a nobody. She tried exposing me by making an alt TikTok account and try to like talk about like she said, I think I remember, I don't know what she named it, but I remember that she named it something and said like she should try to expose high tiers. Motherfucker, you can't say you're trying to expose high tiers with the only 3 posts that you have ever on that account was fucking me. 3 different videos just about me, bro. That's not, you're not exposing that. You just say you're just targeting me, bro. At that point, after those 3 posts, there wasn't shit about me at all. After those 3 posts, there was no more posts. So again, and I call her out and I say that, bro, that's fucking you, bro. I know that's you. I know that's you. I know that, and she's denied all of it. She said that was not her. She just doesn't know about any old TikTok, and I'm not dealing with the bullshit. I know that's fucking you, but again, it didn't get any attention really because me and her, again, we're together for 3 years, right? And on top of that, throughout those 3 years, I involved her in all my social groups, all of them, every single one of them. So they all knew her too. So it's not that them being biased because they're my friend. They were there for her friends, my friend too. They can take a situation, know both sides of the story, and be like, yeah, Ellie, you're being a little petty. Now you're pushing the line. So when there was no convincing our group, she went to the Spanish community. People, I have no idea who are even in there. I have no people because yes, I'm Hispanic and yes, I can speak Spanish and understand it and all this other stuff and communicate it. But I'm not part of the Spanish community. I don't know anyone in there really. I don't know. When I see a Spanish content creator, I'm like always trying to follow them because I'm like, oh, that's nice. Maybe teach me the game a little bit more in Spanish because I want to learn the callouts. But basically, she ended up talking to them because she wanted a petty story. She wanted a grievance. She wanted fucking attention. In the end, she went to them, the Spanish community or whatever, started venting to them because since they obviously don't know me and they see a girl crying and saying that here's a screenshot and he was talking to a 13-year-old and they're gonna be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I feel so bad for you. You don't need him. He's a trash person. He's a pedophile. He's bad. You shouldn't need to talk to him. That's the kind of attention that she wanted to eventually like convince herself that she's healing, getting over it, and that's it. That's some like mental shit. Right? That's someone on some mental shit. And I used to have a screenshot of her like saying that, but I'm being dead ass. Like, this is gonna sound so corny, but bro, that shit got fucking swiped somehow. Because when I was updating phones and backing shit up the cloud, I lost some shit, and that's just one of the ones I fucking lost. But she said that was her reasoning, and a bunch of people in my group can testify that because they've seen it and heard it themselves. I would have those people come forward and testify and say that for me as a statement, but they want their privacy, and I respect that. Anyways, so yes, this is what she was doing. Eventually, she convinced a bunch of people, and eventually she gained the courage to get over me and started doing this shit. And then on top of that, she started like shit talking me to anyone. She felt confident in shit talking me. And to eventually, as I said in this previous screenshot, this one before over here, this one, She decided to make a server. A server to keep tabs on me, a server to maybe throw whatever she had at me and make it look questionable. And if I take this screenshot and zoom out, you can see there's a person named Vika, and I'll get to into this later, who is telling me to explain this screenshot, give context to it. And as you can see, the date is January 17th, 2023. So this is literally a year and a day later after this original screenshot was taken. And so after this shit, a year later, I'm getting sick of it. Because again, it was not a big deal. Maybe some people didn't like me, but I could still go on YouTube, and I could still go on YouTube Live, Twitch Live. I could still go on fucking TikTok and post, and no one's gonna say shit. Because again, A, I was just getting known. B, there was nothing on me. And C, it was just, people didn't really, gave a shit, to be honest. Because Allie was just doing a sob story. I confronted her, and then she explains all this. Again, you can pause and read this, but the short version is that she made up this shit. She admits to the girl being 18, and then she says that she sent them to her friends, which she did, yes, and then they got saved without her permission. Okay, and this is literally as, again, February 24th, 2023. So this is a month later after figuring out that she's still spreading shit, and I had to go ahead and search her down and confront her. She doesn't never want to, keep in mind, Allie doesn't never want to call with me. She never wants to call with me or really remotely DM me because she feels like she can't handle the, what's it called? Not the criticism, but she can't handle the, what's it called? When you basically tell somebody, like, you lay your foot down, she can't handle the confrontation. Yeah, she's very non-confrontational, or whatever the fuck the word is. So yeah, that's the thing. In the end, though, you think that this would be the golden screenshot. Now everything in the future is negated, right? You think this would be it. This would be the golden screenshot. No, she just fucking took this screenshot, and then later fucking in privacy after we like stopped talking, she took it and said that I forced her to say all this. So she did a 180-degree turn and said that I forced her to say all this, that I blackmailed her into saying all this. Because she said that I threatened her and said that if she did not write this, she will lose everybody. And to a degree, yes, I did say that. But here's what I exactly said. I said, if you do not tell the truth, to these people that you're lying to, if you don't fucking tell them the truth, keep in mind, because we still have the same mutual groups every now and then, which are a lot of people. I said, hey, if you don't tell them the truth, I'm going to tell them what you're fucking doing. I'm going to tell them. And I'm going to tell them what like all the sneaky, snaky, fucking disgusting tactics that you're trying to do, manipulating shit that you're trying to do. And they won't be friends with you no more. Because they're my friend too. And at the same time, they care about me as well. And they're not going to like, some friends are not going to let them fucking sit there and let me go through shit, knowing damn well they're also friends with you. And that you're starting some bullshit. They're going to confront you and say shit to you. And she didn't want that. So she finally talked about everything and put it out there. So then after all that, she just came out again. A few weeks later, she didn't give a fuck. She did a 180-degree turn and said that I made her to say, I threatened her to say all this. Funny enough, even when one of her friends that I'll get into later, fucking saw the screenshot because she didn't know it existed. When she saw the screenshot, she fucking was like, "Oh, Ali, what the fuck is this? I never seen this. What the fuck is this?" Yeah, because she didn't ever wanted to show this because it's fucking her finally giving a statement on that shit because she knows that she didn't fucking what's it called? She didn't say this to say this, bro. She actually fucking meant it. And she's trying to fucking hide it. This is the screenshot that gets brought up the least. But she wants to fucking hide it the most. Anyways, again, and I'm going to fill these gaps into later. Because this is me talking about Ali. I'm going to talk about every person individually. And then just prove us how this just is a giant timeline. It's going to take a lot of work. Maybe some lousy editing. Again, this might be a long ass video. But I'm just pretending like if I'm sitting here with you. And I'm talking to you about it. Person to person. That's all I'm doing. I'm pretending you're sitting on the couch. I'm sitting across from the couch. And I'm just showing pictures and pictures. And I'm just explaining. That's all I'm doing. This could be long. But I'm just, bear with me. Anyways. Later down. Until the late 2023. I still fucking confront her. Because, I'll get into it later. But there was a person who had influence in the community. Who heard about my story. And would have liked to help me. And they're really, really big. And I'm going to get into it. However, they told me that I should admit to everything, admit to all these allegations being true, because they said that people already have this imprinted image of me. So what's the difference? And at the time, I should have fought that because that wasn't really true. People were on the line, yes, but they were willing to hear me out. Now people are not willing to hear me out, and now I would truly say that people think of me as that. What's the point? I'm in a position now where I feel like that's the true statement. However, again, so they told me that I should start off by apologizing to Hara. I should start off by apologizing to Ali, because those two are the main ones that are spreading shit. That was her logic, and so to a degree, that's what I did. So after years, again, after months, I find Ali again, and I approach her yet again. And basically, you can read the screenshot yourself, but what's it called? She in this screenshot, basically, here's the thing. Remember how I said I gave her access to my Genshin, access to her IDV? So this is the petty shit that I'm talking about too. I will show a video later on. Again, there's gonna be some videos that I talk about, like posting out throughout, that kind of show the time shift as how I was feeling throughout all these time periods. But basically, I got my account hacked, right? And it was very funny in how it got hacked, because here's what happened. I was minding my own business, playing the game, doing whatever. Some random Discord account added me out of nowhere. A fresh account. I'm not talking this account was made this year, whatever. That account it was made, okay, it was 2023, and let's say it was like December. It was in December, I'm pretty sure, or whatever, November, October, sometime late in the year, and the account was made a day ago. So if the date was August 16th, the account was made August 15th of that year. So it's a fresh account that's made not even a year ago. I have no context on who the hell it is, nothing at all, and it just adds me. And I added back, wondering what the fuck is going on, and it talked to me, asking for advice for the game, and I'm like, oh, what do you need advice for exactly? Like, why me and who are you? They're like, who I am isn't important. I'm just trying to say I want help with the game. I'm like, okay, who do you need help with and why? They were like, I want to be a better hunter and survivor main. I'm like, okay. And they were just like, and I heard that you're an old player and I need your advice. I'm like, okay, who do you play? I play Doctor, Mechanic, and Geisha. I'm like, huh. The reason why I was skeptical is because that's what fucking Ali made. Ali made Doctor, Mechanic, and fucking Geisha. Those were her fucking three mains. And I was like skeptical at first. I refused though, and I said, no, thank you. I don't have the time or really want to help anyone right now. And they got upset, and they try to like say some fucked up shit, and I blocked them. I just said, okay, it is what it is. Next thing you know, I'm playing IDV rank. I got logged out of my account. I try to get back in, and it just says there's no data bounded to this account. It just try to make a fresh account. I get on my ult, and I look up my username, and I see that my portrait was changed, my gender was changed, my name was changed, and you know what my fucking profile was changed to? A profile of a fucking mechanic. I'm like, bro, I think I know who the fuck this is. And it took a lot of work, but basically, I had other mutual friends who had Ali's account, and we fucking did a stalemate. I was like, bitch, we got your account. Give me my shit back, and I'll give your shit back. Simple. I know it's you. And then she tried to say, no, 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 no. It's not me. It's like the alt Discord that you're talking about also approached me and asked me for your information. Okay. Okay. Make this make sense for me. Genuinely. If you guys have no, let me not say that. You just said, if you guys can think for a minute. If there is a random Discord account that adds you guys, right? And they ask for your friend's account information, like their Twitter email, what's it binding to, and what's their email, like their Twitter email, etc. Yet alone password, right? Would you give your friend's information to a random alt Discord that approached you out of nowhere and think nothing of it? Oh yeah, I just gave him my friend's account, my email and password, and I don't think anything will happen. No. You obviously know what you're doing. And that alt account is yours. And that's what pisses me off. Because she'll make Discord's alts to, get away with that shit. Because she knows if she was the one doing it and she got screenshotted red-handed, it would just go to show how fucking psychotic this bitch is. Genuinely. And I'm gonna also say this: some of the screenshots that were made about me were also fucking forged. How? Because not a good some of them. I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of them were just two people talking about me, and then the screenshot being cropped, the screenshot being fucking both usernames being blurred. So it's just a fucking conversation between two people that we don't fucking know. Because half the damn time, Ali would fucking make a fucking Discord alt and talk to herself on her main. Like, she would keep her name unblurred to show that she's the one talking, but the other account's fucking blurred. Not because they're a victim or something or anything like that. No, because she's fucking talking to herself. And just says, this looks good enough. Do this. Because I don't know about you guys, but let me tell you something about Hispanic women. I know this might sound fucking controversial as fuck right now, but let me tell you about something about Hispanic women. If you know, you know. But Hispanic women, especially, would be some of the most pettiest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. Genuinely. Especially when it comes to relationships. They are some of the most pettiest motherfuckers you've seen. There's a reason why that shit's a fucking stereotype. Because that shit's fucking... Bro, that shit's some of the most pettiest shit. I kid you fucking not. Anyways. So yes. Through some friends, we had her account. I said, you give me back mine. I give you back yours. We exchanged. And I told her to go fuck off. But this is her proving that she just gave out my email and said, well, I thought all I needed to do was give out your email. I thought you needed the password. I was like, bro, first of all, you're a dumbass. And second of all, you knew what the fuck you was doing. You don't give out an email and just say like, oh, well, it's okay. I gave them the email, but they don't know the password, so it's fine. Motherfucker, yes, they do, because you know the fucking password. You know the password. You gave it to them. You're just trying to fucking, in this screenshot, you're just trying to just save yourself without really saying it. But I know. You're not fucking slow. And this other screenshot, basically, again, I was told by someone else to apologize to them, even though I fucking didn't want to. I fucking was told to apologize. She said for herself in the screenshot that she would only take a genuine apology and to 6,000 echoes. Talking about how I will for the geisha skin. And so she said she wants the geisha skin. And if I can will for the geisha skin, then I can give her money. So again, it's not. I try to make things right, right? Genuinely try to make things right by apologizing and handling this in DMs. Because every single time, I made it very clear in the first screenshot that I showed about my YouTube being called out 4 years ago. I said it in my screenshot. I said this word for word. That I said if you have any problems with me, that you're more than welcome to always DM me or call me. But no one does that because they wanted this shit to be public. I am a person who would like to handle shit in DMs, but they want to fucking do this shit in public. Every single chance they get is they want to fucking talk about it in public. And I'm like, why? Even right here in this screenshot, when they're still talking about this shit publicly, I still am coming to them when I don't fucking need to feel the feeling to come to them and apologize even at that, yet alone give her fucking money. No, I genuinely don't fucking want to. But I'm still trying to fucking quote unquote do what's right and at least try to apologize to her. And maybe in the slight hopes that she would fucking stop doing that. Not even take back what she said, but just stop fucking doing the bullshit. Genuinely. And no, she didn't stop. Funny enough, she's viewing my fucking profile on IDV Sugar account like every now and then, bro. Like I see her shit, bro. Genuinely. And Ali, if you're listening to this by chance, if you're listening to me talking to you, because this is me talking to you, fuck the viewers, this is me talking to you right now. Ali, if you're listening to this, Alicia, you are one of the most pettiest motherfuckers I've ever met. Genuinely. I don't fucking care, bro. Like, sure, you could have saw me as a cheater. Sure, you could fucking been upset about our relationship going fucking downhill. Like, keep in mind, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I genuinely enjoyed the fucking talks that we had about fucking maybe even like, typical Hispanic shit. Fucking starting a family, doing all this. Motherfucker, you live the state nearby. We could have made some shit work out. You fucking from Texas, bro. Bro, we could have made some, like, you're not that far away. We could have made some shit work out. Genuinely. But you going as far as to, after us falling off, you go into people like Roy. You go into people like the Spanish community. You go into Hara. You go into other people from Vera and doing all this shit because you was upset with you and me relationship falling downhill. I can understand you being upset. I can, to agree, understand being petty in some regard. But going all this fucking far over a fucking relationship that, again, you partaked in and that you saw as toxic, you could not handle. Let me remind you, you only also got upset because Blush visited. Dead ass. You got upset because another IDV person visited me RL. Genuinely. And you couldn't fucking take that. And so you decided to run off, fucking blab your fucking mouth to everyone. Everyone knows it, bro. Everyone, genuinely, from all of our groups, people knew. There's a reason why some of those people are still my friends. Like fucking the ones that you don't think are still around, but even people like Joe, for example. Let me tell you this right now, bro. Yes. I'm not gonna say what, but yes, you were fucking kicked from that server, bro. Yes, you fucking were. And they want nothing to do with you. They just don't say it. They want nothing to do. The people that you know that I'm talking about, they want nothing to do with you. Because yes, you fucking did something wrong. And that was still trying to start shit with me. Because they're genuinely my friend, bro. Genuinely. They were genuinely your friend. They're genuinely my friend. They saw what the fuck you were doing, and they didn't fuck with it. Because they knew you were a messy ass, petty ass person. They knew it. So without telling you, without disrespecting you, they said, we're just not going to talk to you. Simple as that. So again, if you're listening, get a fucking grip, and you're not important to me no more, or ever will be. Focus on your brother. Focus on your dad. Focus on your education and college, and leave me the fuck alone. Because again, I'm going to get into this. Let it be known, Ali, Alicia, let it be known that I fucking do have fucking law involved. Dead ass. You know, the people are accusing me of law being on me. I'll get into the law being later. I'm not trying to threaten you saying that I'm going to track you down and show up in person. I'm not saying any of that, but I'm just letting it be known. If I feel the need that I need to come after you personally because you want to continue shit, for the sake of my safety, for the sake of me being on legal shit and having some RL allegations, as far as law goes, yes, I'm not gonna fucking sit there and be quiet like I am with the IDV community, because the IDV community is one thing, but being in the actual law is another thing. So when it comes to actual law, I will say some shit. I'm not gonna keep quiet, bro. Especially if you think I'm gonna go to jail over some shit like that because the shit that you started. Hell nah. I'm gonna say some shit. Dead ass. So again, if you're listening, leave me the fuck alone. Go worry about your Go worry about your brother. Go worry about your dad, your actual family, and go worry about your school. You don't need this shit. As what you said, you don't play the fucking game no more. So go do whatever the fuck else you want with whatever boyfriend you have now. All right, and leave me the fuck alone and stay away from me, because I genuinely don't want to fucking talk to your bitch ass. Genuinely. Anyways, I'm leaving this here. This is Ali's section. Yes, I apologize if the screenshot's a little blurry or whatever, because I'm going to have a pain process of editing this shit by zooming in, maybe adding overlays or whatever, but we'll see. And, yeah. Anyways. Next person of discussion I want to talk to about is Hara, one of the bigger ones who's started stuff about me and has been the majority of the one who's been providing quote unquote the most information about me. I can say to a degree very little much about her, but I can also just pretty much back up where this goes and how this led to be. Hara does not know me personally at all. She does not know anything about my life at all, right? Hara and me met through two places: IDV itself and TikTok. That's all that happened. Hara was genuinely my friend on my friends list for over a good amount of time. I want to say about a year or so, right? And throughout that time, when I ranked with her at the time, I invited her to Discord and said, "Do you want to join servers? Do you want to VC? Do you want to play in chat?" Like normal stuff, basically. Hara never had a problem, and Hara was of age and still is and was at the time too. Hara never had any problems. Genuinely didn't have any problems when speaking to me, and vice versa. Genuinely. Despite what she says, I'm telling you, she genuinely didn't have any problems. However, over time, when we did rank, there was this one in particular rank session that came about, and it was during morning sesh. And what ended up happening is that we were going in a very tight situation where we could tie or we could lose, and it all depended on Hatch. And one of the biggest problems with Hara is that she never unmutes. And I get that you can just stay muted, don't get me wrong, but she could have unmuted to tell where Hatch was. She knew where it was, but she was dead, and she just didn't unmute to tell us as to where that was because I was asking for it because she was the only one that knew. Well, we ended up losing the match, and I kind of got on her case. I told her, like, bro, if you genuinely want to improve as a player, bro, especially, like, if we're playing in a team, like, there's going to be times where, yeah, it's okay to VC and listen, but there's going to be times we're going to have to VC and talk. Genuinely. Anyone probably can agree with that. Whether it's like, well, maybe she doesn't want to, maybe she's shy, maybe it's back. I get that. Deadass, I get that. However, we can all mutually agree that in tournaments, in high-rank competitive gameplay, everyone, when they duel with anybody, 9 out of 10, they would recommend that they talk. There's certain scenarios where you can't, and I get that. But in this moment, I kind of got on her case. What ended up happening later after that rank station ended, I just told her, kind of lectured her on that, and that was it. However, before she left VC, she unmuted and said hello, and then left. That's all that happened. So if you want to know what personal beef me and Hara have, I'm going to tell you it's very fucking little. Very fucking little. After that happened, she says, and I quote from Mrs. Preacher, you can read this, all of it, but she said I sexualized her voice. So she said when she unmuted and said hi, that I sexualized it. As to what she specifically described it as, I don't know, because I never give a shit to bother. Because I said the fact that you already sexualized the word you saying hi is kind of fucking stupid. Oh my god, she said hi. I'm fucking turned on as fuck. I want to like jerk it right now. Oh my god, I want to. No. Genuinely no. You said fucking hi. I could barely hear it because I was streaming a game. Long story short, when Allie then approached her and stuff like that, she took this as an opportunity to start off by saying it was a personal thing. He just sexualized my voice and I didn't like that. I just didn't like that. And then everyone who was in that server, which was my server, everyone in that server who were in the VC said that shit was kind of stupid because he didn't sexualize it. Everyone in the server who was in the VC, when Hara left that VC channel, everyone said that I didn't do shit, I didn't say shit. But she says that I did. Again, it's just word against word, and I've been saying that, but I'm telling you, that's what fucking happened. She then I talked to other people and started like demonetizing the thing, like stop making it seem like a little situation when it's not. It is. It fucking is. It really is a little situation. I'm sorry. You're fucking like 20, bro. You're like 20, 21 at this time, right? And if you're telling me that because you said the word hi and you think that I sexualized that is like beyond me. Oh my god, she's so fucking hot. She said the word hi. No, bro. Genuinely, no. It's fucking little. And I'm about to pry into your shit just a second. Moving on. I had to be a messenger between Hara and another person that was at the time with me or planning to be with me, a person named Dawn. And this person, when we were close, and she supported me through all this entire stuff. But she was trying to talk to her for me and all this other stuff because, she didn't want to talk to me. Long story short, she was still on edge about the whole thing, saying stuff like, it's because he sexualized my voice, he sexualized my voice, he sexualized my voice. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm dead ass. At the point, I'm going to call you sensitive. I'm sorry. However, I'm going to say this. Because Hara wants to throw my personal shit out there, I'm going to throw some bit of this. It's just only fair. Hara has honestly to God, I want to say an actual problem. An actual mental problem. As to what term it is, I don't really know. But I'm going to describe it the best as possible. Hara had some RL shit going on during this time period. With her sister, her family, and her own substance abuse. Whether I think that was weed or something. One of the two. Marijuana or weed, whatever. The same shit, whatever. But she had a problem. Genuinely. And I remember her speaking of this. Talking about how she has family problems to where she feels that she's alone. And so in order to feel better and get over it, drug abuse is the way to go about it. And the whole reason, because okay, I'm gonna be honest, set my drama aside for a second, just for a second, because Hara has always been known as a dramatic person, and I think she's realized that her saying my name too many times is like kind of like made her now like annoying as fuck and irrelevant, low key. So, in other words, I told her that was gonna happen at some point. You keep making me like your hot topic. You keep making me the only reasons for you to keep drama going about me. Your only motive to like fucking blab my name out there in the public. You'll get brushed off. You will no longer be relevant eventually, because at some point people are gonna be like, yeah, we know, yeah, we know. Why are you talking about it? Yeah, we get it. We know. So all you can do now is just listen to other people. So if any future problems occur, or any future content creators run into me, want to say something about me, throw hints at me, you're right there in their comments, because you can't say shit no more. You already said enough. So now all you can do is hope and pray that other people talk about it and then come to you to keep yourself relevant. Because let me tell you right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, even if Hara is listening, I'm gonna tell this right now to Hara specifically. On a real fucking note, you want to know something that no matter how many times you post about me, you'll never change? Is that even if some of the fucking high tier people disagree, I have skill. And my gameplay backs that up. I'm consistent. I'm a good survivor and a good hunter. And you are not. The only way you can get attention is by posting about me, so people can give you likes, a little follow, a repost, because people seeing your content and then liking your post, whether it be about me or anyone else, brings you joy. It brings you happiness. Because as what you said to yourself one time, you rather get validation from strangers than your own family, because that's how fucked up your situation is. You rather get love and affection from strangers over the internet than your own family. And that's the shit that I'm talking about. If that's the case, you have other bigger problems to worry about than try to fucking defame my name. Let someone else take care of that, right? And don't sit here and say because you're trying to contribute, trying to make it well known, that I'm trying to silence you. Let me make it very clear to you, I never give a shit about you. No matter how many times you posted, no matter how many posts you made, no matter how many people you convinced, no matter how many servers you made, no matter how many claims you made, never gave two fucks. Genuinely. Because it's the one thing I'll always have over you, and that's skill. And at the end of the day, not everyone has that, People in the IDV community try to be funny, try to make memes, gameplay, guides. That's all fun and games. But you can't do that. And you definitely don't got the skill to back it up. So what do you resort to? Drama. That's what you live off. Drama. But anyways, back to the topic. Eventually, during this time period, we cut ties. She left the server, did whatever, she didn't care, whatever. And only until later on did I figure out that she was colluding with Ali. Because she wanted to find as much dirt on me as possible, to take any screenshot that might remotely look at a place and put it on 100% blast. And I'll get into that. So in these posts, I made a post because at the time, again, despite all this shit going on, I made a post saying things like, I feel like the IDV community has been too tight recently. I wanted to make a post about acknowledging people. To a degree, maybe I didn't have the most viewers, but I had like at least 500 followers. So I thought that's more than most people, if not some people, right? So I thought about acknowledging big ones and small ones by making like the IDV TikTok rewards for like best known mechanic, best known doctor, best known Hellenberg, and etc. I just wanted to give people a bit of a shout out because of what I've seen them in rank and their gameplay or their TikToks, and think, damn, this person's really good. This person's really good in their content. This guy's really good in their survivor or their hunter. And if anything, they're an iconic person to know about that. So yeah, as an example, like in this screenshot, there's music, for example, and I known her as the iconic mechanic main, etc. and I would shout them out. And I did this for 3 different parts. 3 different parts of just going about it until I had to stop. Why did I stop? Well, because people took advantage of that. Hard took heavy advantage of that, because the people that I tagged, she then tagged them back and said, "Hey, look at this stuff about him, though." So now I couldn't even shout out people and say, "Hey, I think you're a really good mech. Hey, I really think you're a good doctor. Hey, I really think you're a good Hellenber. Hey, I really think you're a good gravekeeper," etc. I couldn't do shit. In the end, in this other screenshot, I mean, she made it very clear that I shouldn't be reaching out to her, yada yada, from these timestamps. She's left alone. I don't talk to her at all. I don't post about her besides just giving her a bit of a shout out because that's she was a good explorer, man, despite all the shit that she's been saying. And that she said she wants nothing to do with me. Almost about 2 months later, she still comes after me saying that I need to stop reporting her call out post on me because I'm a real pussy looking like that, saying all the nasty shit I've done. Let me make this very clear to her and everyone else. I never reported her shit because I blocked her. I never gave a shit to begin with. Never did. There were many times where other people report that shit. I didn't report it, nor did I tell anyone else to report it. There were just genuinely people in the community who saw that shit and just like, we don't want this. And they reported that shit. And then her main account got banned for minor endangerment or something like that. I didn't report it. I didn't tell no one to report it. Other people did that shit, not me. And when that happened, she saw that as, he's trying to silence me. No, I just fucking blocked you. I personally just didn't give a fuck. I didn't. You were fucking talking bullshit. I didn't give a fuck. I still don't. Later on, her friend VampJet tried talking shit to me too. Because fucking Hara's on the train, so VampJet's on the train. And we all remember how that shit went. And if you don't, fucking VampJet lied about her age and was like way underage than anyone ever expected to be. And that was like Hara's right-hand man. Oh, and then all of a sudden, because of that fucking happening, that one lie that VampJet made, Hara had to fucking give out a statement and say, "I'm disgusted and I am surprised that she would lie about such a thing and we're no longer friends." Right, because at any given moment, you're willing to drop or turn on anybody. Just for the sake of views, bro. That's crazy. Anyways, like I said, I blocked Hara on Discord after she messaged me. Was that enough to stop her? No, because she tried messaging me on Instagram. And then I blocked her on Instagram. Did that stop her? No, because then she tried messaging me on TikTok. I don't go to these people. I don't beg them to stop. I don't beg them to stop. I don't tell them to stop. I don't report their shit. I simply block it and don't look at it. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I genuinely do not give a fuck. This woman in her like early 20s, I know I be getting told that I need help, but genuinely she does too. If I need help, then she does need to. Because whether she told people or not, I'm gonna tell people right now. As I said earlier, the validation from strangers, the getting likes, comments, make her feel like she's relevant because she has no skill. She has no editing skills or anything that she can do on her own to flourish out there in the TikTok community. She doesn't. That's just the fucking truth. I'm sorry. That's just the fucking truth. And so what does she resort to? Drama. Because people snatch that shit quick. And when she got the fucking opportunity to stay on me, she fucking stayed on me. She was milking that shit. She was milking the fuck out of it for validation. Because I guess her parents don't give it to her. Or her sister. And I guess smoking weed and posting about drama is the only way you're going to heal. Because, that makes sense. Oh, my family's fucked up right now, but me getting likes from my moots, it's going to make me feel better. Okay. Well, I hope they're all still your moots, and I hope you must have like a You must have like 2,000 followers right now, because this has been like years ago. So you must have like 2,000 followers by now. You must be up there. You must be up there uploading that high tier gameplay, right? You must be up there. You must be making guides and showing everyone who's boss, right? Your word must be law, right? I'm assuming her as the word must be law. Anyways, then this is the last bit of her. She said that this is during the Persuade tournament, which I will get into later too. I will wrap this up in a neat little bow. But let me see what she says right here, for example. She basically just says in the screenshot that she wanted to bring an attention to the server. Maybe this is staff, Persuade, who knows. Talking about that I am in the tournament, that I am stalking minors, that she has proof, and one of the victims, and I will get into that later, one of the victims has contacted the authority and that she's being told the case number. These are a lot of serious shit that she's saying, right? Let's move on to the next one. Someone asked for proof that there's an active investigation. She then doubles back and says, the proof wasn't actually shown there's an investigation, actually. All there was told is a said person was being sent out to look into the said person. So then she doubles back on that and just says, well, there's not an actual investigation going on. We just was told that someone, was being looked into it. That's it. That person being a person named Starla. And I'll get into that situation right after this one, because that's where things get interesting as fuck. And you'll start seeing how some of this shit's tied. But yeah, this is her in all her glory. This is Hara. And let me make it very clear. There are some claims that she made saying that I came to her apologizing, saying that it's all true. Yeah. And we'll get into, and I'll have proof. We'll get into that as to why that happened. Genuinely. We'll get into that as to why that happened. But yeah, if Hara's listening to this, all I'm going to say is that leave me the fuck alone, bro. I don't give two fucks about you in any way. I really don't. How about instead of worrying about me and saying that you're doing it in the name of the community, you don't. You don't give a fuck. You don't give two fucks. You really don't. You say that you do. No. Because online, you're one way. But when you're in private behind the scenes, you're a whole fucking different person. You threw about 4 to 5 friends of yours under the fucking bus to save your ass. And for what? So you can continue my drama? You're like the boy who cried wolf. Eventually, no one gave a fuck about you. They didn't. I didn't fucking turn my account on private. I don't delete my Discords to avoid screenshots and drama. I don't do that shit. I genuinely don't. Every year, I always renew my account. Once or twice. Every fucking year. Because I end up with like 200 plus friends. And I don't feel like the need to go through every single one of them and remove them. I generally don't. Or I make a new one to avoid being hacked. Because that's what you guys like to do. Leak shit. So yeah. Stop worrying about me. And make sure that you're actually yourself, genuinely, mentally doing fucking better. You ain't shit to me. And you can't even begin to compare yourself to me. Let that be known. So I hope 2, 3, 4 years down the road, I want you to really look at the situation again and ask yourself if it was all worth it. I really do. And as I said before, you're one of the main ones spreading shit. If you want to speak for the victims, put yourself out there as the voice advocating for all this, then how about this? Tell me your info, give me your contact info, and we can go to court. You and me can go to court. You want to put me behind bars? You want to do the community a favor by doing all this? Then let's go to court. I told Ali that, and I'm telling you that. Because y'all were the main two. So take all the proof, because I'm pretty sure you have all of it. Take all of it. Give me your contact info, and we'll go to court. We'll schedule a date. If you don't have the money and shit, I'll give it to you so you can get a lawyer. I don't know, whatever. We'll make it work. But if you're so confident that you got all this shit down, let's go to court. Speak for everyone that you've spoken for. Speak for Jane the cat. Speak for Ali. Speak for Akane. Speak for fucking Winter. Speak for everyone. Everyone that I don't even fucking know. I don't even know half these damn fucking people, and have very ever reacted to these damn people. But you beat me to it. I'll give you that. You raced me and you beat me to it. But genuinely, you want to do something about it? Give me your contact. If you give me your number, give me your email, give me your Discord. We'll go to fucking court over it. Genuinely, we can go to court, and if you win, okay, there you got it. You got legal action. You did it the right way, humane as possible, and you allegedly put me behind bars. No problem, right? If you have all this information on me, you got all this so much, take me to court. I have no problem. Give me your info. Dead ass, give me your info. I will make it easy as possible for you. I will make sure that the court and everything is near your fucking city. I will give you an Uber to the courtroom. I will make sure it's on a day that you're off or something. I will make sure it's in your state. Whatever. Just give me your info and let's go to court. Dead ass. Moving on. Now we are talking about Starla. Starla is one, if not the main real reason why this shit started blowing out of proportion even more. So, let me tell you about the history between me and Starla. Starla met me and her, met through also TikTok, but also Copycat. So basically, what happened was is that we shoot each other a message on TikTok. I simply said, "Hey, do you have Discord?" You know, because I don't text on TikTok. If you want to, we can text on Discord. She said, "Yeah." I said, "How old are we?" You said 7. She said 17. I was like, I guess, sure. And we added each other. Later on, when we were like literally texting that same like 20 minutes later, she said she has a confession. I'm like, "Oh, what is it?" And she was like, "Oh, don't get mad, but like I'm like not actually 17. I'm actually like 16." And she said most people don't become my friend because of my age, and like I have to lie about my age. So like, are you gonna block me now because now I told you that I'm 16? And I'm just like, I mean, no, but like, don't lie about your shit like that. Like, I don't like. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you ain't gotta really like lie. Like, just be straight up in the be straight up at the beginning, and I'll be straight up with you. Is how I work. That's how I work. And she was like, "Oh my god, yay! Like we be friends." Like, yeah, I guess. And so after like a long time, like about a month, almost 2 months, and we had like a whole copycat squad, people, whatever. And then after a while, things started getting a little shaky. Basically, I'm gonna start it off here. But then, out of nowhere, I started getting screenshots from my friends saying, "Hey, they're talking about you online again." I'm like, "Okay, what is it now?" And they're saying that there's conversations that I've seen leaked, and I see names blurred out, but all I see is my name. And then I'm reading the messages. I'm like, "Oh, I know exactly who it is." And it's Starla, and I confront her, and I ask her about it. And in the screenshot, you can read them for yourself as I go. But basically, she says that she denies that she's ever what's it called, sending things. But then she says she's being threatened, and I'm like, who threatened you? Like, who's threatening you to like send these things or talk about these things? And I was like, in IDV, she's like, I don't talk to anyone in the IDV community. Want to see my Discord messages? Da, 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 da. She's a screenshot of her Discord message claiming that she doesn't talk to nobody, and this is a full screenshot of that. This is like, I guess her screenshot list. Now, I want you guys to also look very close. There's a person in this screenshot. There's a couple people that want you to look at it. There is a person named Doll down there, and there's a person named what's it called, Sleepy Girl, and a person named like that weird little bat symbol. I can't even pronounce her name, but that one. Those are her mutual friends that we all met together through Copycat and been having group copycats together. So we're all mutually friends in groups, and you'll see what this comes into later. But basically, continuing, I asked who threatened you, and it's not looking good for you because I wanted to ask, well, it's not looking good for you because you're just like you're saying this shit, but I'm seeing another whole other shit. And then they say this. Basically, their parents read our convo on TikTok and Discord and saw in the server, and my mom was gonna check my phone, and she saw everything, and she might be looking at this right now. I doubt. I was like, and what do you do with the conversations? They said that you send them out to other people in the AEV community. And then that's when she doubled back and said the whole, IDV, I don't talk to anyone at EV. So she tries to like really imply that she is not the one leaking it. When I can obviously see the timestamps in those screenshots, and I can say who I'm talking to, even though it's blurred out, I can tell who that is because it's recent as fuck. I can tell who the conversation's about. So she tries to deny any of it. However, again, now I'm gonna break this down into little pieces, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyways, continuing, she says this. I want to tell you the truth. She said, "Yes, it was me." I said, and I didn't know why you're trying to threaten me, when it's already out that you did it yourself. You're the one who just needs to be exposed, and you need to be. Like, she tried to basically, I needed to be exposed, and she was the one who's gonna do it. And it's like, you kind of fucked up. I wouldn't known who you was if you never mentioned my friend Dr. Dubs on her first call. So for context, we were gonna play Copycat Customs like we always do at 1 to 2 a.m. She wanted to invite her friend. I asked who. She says Dr. Dubs. And again, I don't have, as far as to my knowledge, I don't have any beef with that guy at all. I genuinely don't. I can't even think of the guy at all, to be honest, or ever interacting with the guy. Ever. I just simply said, oh, I really don't fuck with the guy. No. And they're like, you don't fuck with Dr. Dubs? I'm like, no. And they're just like, oh my god, you have to tell me why. You have to tell me why. Tell me why. I'm like, bro, no, I just simply don't like the guy. That's it. Just don't invite him. And they're like, oh my god, fine, 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 fine. And then they just went after it. So because I simply said, I didn't talk shit. I didn't say anything mean. I didn't say anything bad. I just said, I simply don't want them here. That's it. She took the initiative to ask Dr. Dubs, and Dr. Dubs, I guess, doesn't fucking fuck with me or whatever, and decided to lay all this drama shit that everyone's been hearing. And so obviously she was just like, you fucked up. If you just didn't say his name, I would have never known. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm not trying to hide it. I advocate for this. I say this right off the bat to most people. Genuinely. I'm not hiding from anything. I'm more glad that you found out. That's okay. I don't care. I'm just saying, like, I was never trying to hide it. Ever. Anyways, and she said in this screenshot as well too, saying, and I don't care what sexual stuff I said to you because I'm just a kid and I don't know a whole lot of stuff when you're the adult and you should have known. So let's not. And how do you know my real name? And they told me about it. So basically, her real name is Starla. It's just fucking pronounced different. And in the screenshot below, I basically just misspelled her name, which was the way it's supposed to be spelled RL. And she got genuinely concerned. And she was just like, how do you know my real name? That's like me, my name being Eli, but I spell it with like a special I instead of a regular I. They're like, how do you know my name? It's 2 and 2. It's literally like, it's like very little difference. So yes, her real name is Starla, and it's just spelled differently from her Discord. And I accidentally spelled it wrong, and that just happened to be the way her name's actually spelled. And she felt, quote unquote, threatened and showed the police. Help, police, some random stranger, an adult online knows my real name. My real first name. Help. Crazy. Anyways, then when she says talk about all sexual shit, she means stuff like this. She said, in her own words, nigga, you know what I mean? I said, say it, pussy. They're like, we're gonna fuck. I said, this nigga, get on Copycat before I change my mind. So, it's conversations like this. However, keep in mind, Starla's a person and I who we're sharing, like, TikToks about, I guess, more gruesome shit. Like the TV show The Boys. Or talking about throwing the N-word around or saying whatever. And sure, whatever. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that. But regardless, it's just fucking TikTok shit that we send back and forth. And have conversate. Play Copycat every now and then and involved in my server. Never once, and I mean this genuinely, never once was shit sent, received, or any other kind of that matter. Dead ass. I saw nothing and she saw nothing of me. I heard proclaims that she said that she saw my shit and I'm like, I never sent you my shit ever. The only ever person, because I know, actually, let me speak on that too, because I know a lot of people say that I sent out a dick pic to somebody, or everyone, or most people, whatever. Let me just make this very clear. The only dick pic I ever sent out to anybody was fucking Allie. Genuinely. And I know that she fucking saved that shit. Genuinely. That's the only person. So if anyone else is seeing that shit, then that just goes to show that she fucking saved it and she's been spreading it around and then just people have been proclaiming, if anything. I know the logic that most people are like, why would many people lie? You'd be surprised. Some people wouldn't lie on purpose. Some people just get misled. Others get misled. Others do it out of a hate thing. Other people. There's so many reasons. All these numbers build up for different categories. It's not just all liars. But still. Anyways, that's basically the context of that. The biggest thing that with this is that I got questioned is that if you knew they were a minor, why would you talk to them? And I've been thinking about that, how to answer that question for a very long time. And my answer to this is just that when I friend people, and you can ask anyone that has ever interacted with me, even the ones that don't like me or broken ties with me or whatever. I've always been a very social person, a very outgoing person, a very like doesn't have any social awkwardness like type of barriers or restrictions at all. It's very easy for me to make friends with anybody because I can talk anything about them and just connect with them with some sort of common interest or common feature or common ideology. Always, whether that be someone who's underage or an adult. It's always been like that. Genuinely, you can ask anyone who's been friends with me. That's how it all starts. Usually, this was one of them. And again, we have aggressive humor. We have words that we should be not be throwing around, but we did regardless. Whatever. But anything that was said towards me, I've always dismissed. Let that be known. Whether there's a certain one screenshot that debunks all of it, I'm telling you, it was always dismiss. Because I know with this one in particular, it's very controversial, but I'm making it very clear. You don't gotta believe me. Maybe you see something else that I don't see, and it just boom, it just counteracts everything. So be it. But I say the ones who listen, listen. Anyways, I then block her on TikTok after I find about this. I block her on Discord. I block her on TikTok. And then I block her on Instagram because she tried messaging me on Instagram about some horrible deal. Trying to basically message me and reach out to me, telling me that it's too late, that her mom saw everything and she's concerned, and that you basically told me you want to see me all real. That's kind of yikes, and I don't care what shade got me. It's worse for you. When she says I talk about seeing her all real or whatever, the conversation to that is because we talked about different states. We talked about California, we talked about Florida, and what we go do, basically. Not me and her, what we go do, but what we go do. For example, if I was in Florida, I want to go to Miami. I would want to go to Palm City Beach. I would want to do this, stuff like that. She is from Cali, and I talked about what I wanted to do in Cali. And I said the people I would see there. She said, oh, would you see me or whatever? I said, sure. That's it. Not a meet and greet to fuck. No. Because I know that's a proclaim that was said. To meet and fuck. And no. I remember her saying some crazy ass shit too, talking about it like in the same bed type scenario, and I was like, where the fuck are you going with this? And then when she started saying things like we're gonna fucking do it, that's when I drew the line and I dismissed everything. Anyways, let's go a little deeper into this. Remember those people that I said earlier about that her friends, right here in the screenshot, that sleepy girl? Well, let's get into it. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is a statement from that person. This is a statement from them. And this is what they said. I asked if they could please share their relation and all this stuff in between. And she said she will. So she said this. I met Star on IDV along with you and a few months ago or so. I said, Star is not my friend anymore, and she's trying to drag underage people into drama that she made about Seth. Seth being another guy that they were going to bring in called Dino King, but it was also on her friends list in that previous screenshot when she claimed that she didn't have anything. But continuing, she said, Seth was already dragged into it, but I wasn't. I was 14 along with Seth, while Star was being 17, because she lied about being 17, she was 16. I said, I think so. Why Star was having bad intention, it was because she was trying to get with a man, aka Eli, who was older than her, and that she was spreading things about him along with trying to get him into trouble with other people. What I think she was trying to do was to get her to Eli to beg her to stop or whatever, and that she was doing so, but she would make a deal with him that she'll force him to date her, or force me to date her, so that way it can clear my name. So, in other words, I get called a pedophile or I become one. What she was hoping I would do was break under all this pressure and beg a 16-year-old, oh my god, please stop spreading all this information about me. Please stop looking. Stop, I can't take it. Please, 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 please. Oh, I'll stop. If you date me. Fuck no. Fuck no. I'd rather be called one than actually is one, bro. Some delusional ass shit. Let's break down more into it. This is the other friend named Seth, aka Dino King, who was also involved with this, and I asked if they can get a statement. And this screenshot, they said that these are 4 screenshots, which I will break down and zoom into the other ones. They said this, that they didn't see this message until 2 p.m., and that this is all they could find. They said, I looked for more, but she deleted almost anything she sent me in the past. I said, she said I was an op for not helping her, and that she deleted everything I could find, that she has me as proof of our chats. She said, I'm sorry if there isn't much, but it's all that she could do before she deleted everything. So she was deleting shit, but this is all this person was able to grab before she tried to delete everything. And it's this. You win, what do you mean? I win, bro. He was threatening even more. In my DMs, he told me my real name. I showed the police. Again, I misspelled her name. And she's like, I'm showing the police. Also, speaking on the mom thing, I don't know about you, right? I don't know about y'all. But let's use common sense here. If you are a mother and your daughter, you see your daughter talking in a Discord server or anyone in general online, especially in DMs or TikTok or whatever, and you're a mother of a daughter who then sees maybe aggressive shows they shouldn't be watching, making them making remarks about to a man that's way older than them, and all this other stuff in between, right? And all this, and you see, quote unquote, see all this because she said her mom saw all of it when I blocked her Instagram, and that she's concerned, right? If you're concerned, if you're a concerned mother, wouldn't you, in a way, despite whatever, ground your daughter? Wouldn't you strip her away, make her block the adult, make her get rid of it, make her tell her not to add anyone, talk to anyone, general parental control, control of the situation, something that deep? You would think that, right? But that's what I think that she's lying about, talking to her mom about that shit. I think it was just a scare tactic, honestly. Because I highly doubt, I'm really hoping that this is not the case. I highly doubt her mom saw everything. Like the remarks, the shows, the memes, the adult memes, whatever. And saw that shit, be concerned, and be like, nah, you can keep talking to him. So I'm gonna go with the line that was all false. Because I don't think her mom would be that slow. Because she's also Hispanic, and Hispanic moms, you know, they're on their child's protection. Trust me, like anyone else should be, but especially them. Anyways, she said this. It's only she's like basically trying to talk about showing the police and all this, and we keep going. Then she said this. I'm going to be honest. I regret it all. I wish I didn't call out Eli. And he says why. If I'm speaking, I was forced by 4 other people from the start. I liked the attention he gave me and was a pretty chill dude. He said, I wish things didn't have to end this way, On top of that, basically I should have been grateful for me because he introduced me to the people that I know from him now. That's how most of my fucking friend groups go. I'm the bridge who makes all these connections with all these people. They become best of friends, and then somehow I get tossed to the fucking side and become the villain. Every fucking single time. That happened with Ali, that happened with Hara, that happened with so many fucking people. It's unreal. And he says, "Oh, I had feelings for him, girl. I don't know what to do. I'm not lying, girl. No." So she admits to having feelings. So the proclaim of the claim of the whole, she was trying to hope that I would beg her to stop, so that way she can get me to date her. Proves even more. Going into it even more, she says, "Girl, no. I'm in denial. Girl, no. I actually need help. Wait, let me send a screenshot." Okay, she's like, never mind, I can't find it. Basically, 4 other people were telling me to stop because I confessed everything on how I realized I liked Eli, and they were calling me out, lol, girl. Yeah, but I wish I never snitched on him. So again, she stated herself that she had 4 other people from the start convince her to try to set me up, take shit, try to play this whole ordeal card, whatever. 4 other people, and I know 3 of those fucking people, if not 4 of those people, are adults. So now the people who are trying to claim me being these such bad things, I'm always gonna ask the general question: is that any better, dead ass? Because like now we're getting minors involved. The whole point of this is to protect minors. The whole point of this is to protect minors, keep them aware, keep them safe. But you're fucking dragging them into it. 4 grown ass adults taking advantage of one and be like, yeah, go ahead and talk to him. We're gonna bait shit. We're gonna like invade shit. We're gonna like try to make it look like this. You know, we're gonna try to like spy on this type of shit. Right? That's the crazy shit that they're willing to do to get at me because I'm just a fucking punching bag of this shit. I'm the fucking punching bag of the community. Going on, they said, "Do you know someone named Dr. Playwright?" Oh, don't we all love Dr. Playwright? All right, can everyone agree that we love Dr. Playwright? Trust. What you might call it? They showed on Twitter, whatever. They're talking about like, how they're viewing their page and whatever. Anyways, let's go into this because these are some screenshots that were put out there that I don't even know about. You see, this is me talking to a person named Doll. We're talking about sexual trading shit, right? She proclaims later on that she's not a cam girl, whatever, right? And that if I want to get some shit, whatever, then I should be giving my money to cam girls, whatever, right? First of all, I know what I'm getting myself into. Second of all, this is a woman who's older than me. I believe it during this time period, I was 21 and this woman was like 24, 23, who's like an artist or whatever. And she's like, well, we made a joke about this shit. And then she's like, well, if you cash at me, I'll send you a little something. Okay, whether that look weird or not, to be honest, this is a real thing in the actual world. Let's be honest. OnlyFans exists. Fucking only other shit exists. People pay it for shit. This is a 24-year-old, 23-year-old, 24-year-old confirmed, and they're like, okay, I'll do it if you do it, whatever. And we're like, okay. So this proves nothing besides me just saying like, shit. I mean, if you got shit and you want just like a little $20, I guess it is what it is. This is on some adult shit, really. This, I mean, sure, you can say this is gross, weird, whatever, but this is a fucking adult, and it's just you'll see. By the way, you see that meal PFP on my name? Yeah, well, yeah, as you can see later in this screenshot, yeah, she's matching with me, bruh. So this shit was, this shit wasn't like just some sort of fucking one time thing out of no or out of DM. This is like we were actually friends and talking about some shit. He's like, bro, did you really do it? I was like, fuck no. This shit's mad corny. Talking about, wait, can you send me proof? I'm going to expose him. I was scared that he told me the calls were scary. There's like, I ain't having E6 with a grown ass man like that. You can go watch porn or throw your money at some cam girl, motherfucker. I threw you $2. You showed me ass and titties. All right. So you did do that shit. All right. You did do that shit. I got the fucking receipts, bro. You did that shit. He's like, he's gonna screen share. He's gonna show a screenshot to me and show me to watch porn. No, fuck no. You're trying to set me up, and now you're proclaiming that I'm gonna stream porn to you, bro. All right, fuck no. Then this is someone with the name Fishy Wishy. I don't know who the fuck that is. But then there's Dr. Playrock. So and Starla's talking in the screenshot, talking about wait, should we? He should me porn on call. I think she's trying. She showed me porn on call. Whatever. They'll take it seriously. So they will. With any proof, it seems very serious. I said, I just fucking know he has pictures of minors. I don't know where she got that claim. And it said, maybe if I said that they would be alarmed even more. CP is highly legal if he has them because I know he does. Then they will find it. So again, they're saying this shit, right? They're saying this shit. Genuinely, they're saying this shit. But half the conversation is that they're saying that this is what I got. Half the conversation is in that let's try to make it look like this. And let's be honest, bro. The people that I see in this, again, there's 3 members, bro. Doll being involved. This is 4 people. These are the 4 people that she said that she was at the start pressured and threatened to do these things. And this is just part of their conversation showing that they were trying to do setups or trying to make it look like, well, if we make it look like this, then people are going to see it as like this and it's going to like convert people more. It's going to convince people more. So this is just proof of setups. Proclaims and setups. This is what this is all proof of. These 3 screenshots, it is what it is. Moving on. This is right here. It says she wants to apologize. She wants her to write me a message. She's saying that I won't forgive her, and I won't. She says, no, I don't think he will. Also, bye. They're like, oof. Well, maybe if I won't feel hurt and guilty, I shouldn't be listen to other people. Man, fuck. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. They're like, well, I thought you were gonna be a messenger. And I made it very clear that the moment that she betrayed me, I told them to specifically, I don't want to hear shit from Starla. I don't care. Because I knew that she was going to try to write an apology later at some other point, and I just told her, I made it very clear, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. I don't. 16, 17, you're fucking not. No. You don't have a. You fucking play the victim card. Then you fucking try to do setups. Then those other people that I told you don't give a fuck about you. Those four fucking adults that you thought were your fucking friends didn't give a shit about you. You thought they did. No, they wanted information. They wanted to try to get anything to make me look bad because Dr. Plague wants fucking like Dr. Plague her fucking self is literally not a good at anything at the game. Just like hard, not good at anything in the fucking game, and just wants to open their fucking mouth. I remember very clearly. I'll get into it later. But I remember very fucking clearly the only interaction that I had with Dr. Plague was literally because I got her and her fucking team in Terret, and I fucking beat their team. And then all of a sudden after and she happened to be streaming, and then after I beat them, she started asking her viewers for a straight hour or two, just getting information and drama, saying oop oop oop, oh my god, oop 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 oop, oh my god, period, oh my god, oop oop oop, trying to get screenshots from their viewers, asking for links, asking for profile. Like she sat there for a straight hour just viewing my IDV profile, talking about me. Like, what happened to your Terret fucking stream, bro? And again, like I said, this went on for who know how long. They try to talk about it. I told them I don't want to hear anything about it. They're like, I just want to say I'm sorry because I low-key feel bad. They're not gonna ask me for a second chance because I really don't deserve it. She fucking felt the effects and now wants to apologize after everything she done. And I say, fuck no. So now let's get into the shit that she was doing after I rejected her apology. Because you're gonna try to write an apology to try to make up to me, and then let's look at all the other shit that you started doing. So she started using my email because there's another person who was helping them leak my emails and shit, and they leaked all my shit. So she started using my email to make random accounts and random stuff like that that would give me emails like, "Hello, pedophile. This is from Freshworks, a fucking company that I don't fucking know about." She started sending my messages. This message saying like, "What is your dick pic so small?" Again, I don't send shit to anyone besides fucking Ali. So if you're viewing that shit, then you're just basically showing minors fucking CP, not me or whatever. And then this is fucking calls. This is pictures of fucking calls of people trying to say this shit, random numbers. I'm trying to work on actual like my RL job, and I'm just getting random text messages, random phone calls from random ass numbers and shit like this. And this is the real card. You guys say that Starla's a victim. A victim doesn't continue to message the quote unquote predator, right? A victim. If you're a victim, you stay away. You don't try to indulge and continue. Usually, she's tried to add me back multiple times. She's tried to use my number. She's tried to contact me. This is a picture of her, by the way. She took RL pictures of me, took them somewhere, printed them out, and is now taking a picture with them. So went out of her way. Remember, I blocked her on everything. TikTok, Instagram, Discord, right? All that shit. Because I want nothing to do with it. And she's the one proclaiming to be a victim until she admits that she was lying about everything. And then, now, she takes pictures of me, prints them out, and is taking pictures of herself holding them. Trying to talk about, you have a notebook full of me, trying to talk to me, trying to make me come back because she fucking loves me, and I don't fucking love her like that at all. Never will. She tries to make alt discords to try to tell me to take her back and do all this. She tries to fucking write random ass Gmails, mixing them to do all that shit. Like, do this. I'll have a screenshot and I'll add it in later. But basically, she wrote me a whole fucking email paragraph talking about some shit. Of like, she wrote me a whole Gmail email about how she wants to leak all my shit and say some things, and it's just fucking, it's unreal as fuck. I'm looking for it and see if I can find it because it's fucking a lot and it's just genuinely, genuinely concerning as fuck. Because not only is she trying to throw all my information out there to scare me, and again, it doesn't scare me. I'm not scared in the fucking slightest at all. I'm just like, to go out of your way and genuinely make all this shit up is beyond me. So let me see if I can find it right here. Niggas in Paris left you a message talking about how I don't care. What does this nigga think he's slick Suck my dick, faggot ass nigga. You retard. You didn't even deserve the word retarded. For the benefit, you should lose some weight. Like, why do IDB players so fat? It's all that Taco Bell eating fatty. The fuck you call me obsessed nigga? I'm creating your downfall, and keep in mind, I'm gonna do everything for you to be unknown. Yeah, you want me to become unknown, but yet you're trying to spread all of me about me. It sounds kind of intuitive. Why'd you block my boyfriend? Did you not like his voice messages? He's gonna pull up to 114 Carter Drive, Cersei, Arkansas, 72143. Home address, home state, everything. Deadass, it's all right fucking there. Anyways, like maybe December 5th, maybe around December 25th, maybe around 9 p.m. Can't wait to see the pictures he's gonna take. Very yummy. Adding them to my notebook, like genuinely, what are you a pedo? Like, what does that do for you? Satisfaction. If you need to help, find someone to help you because your family's gonna be pretty sure Alma loves me. By the way, that's my mom's real name, so she dogs my actual mother. Says loves me and she called me her mini daughter. Crazy how I built a relationship with your family. Now that's crazy. I'm gonna open my mouth to them, so don't worry about it. Also, why is your dick pic so small? Like you're like 2 inches. Go wash your shit, nigga. That shit's disgusting. But I want to congratulate myself for finding everything about you. Elias Marin 501-473-0097 114 Gordon Drive 172-143. Like would you accept me if I showed up to your house? Like I'm a cute girl, so it'd be crazy to say no, but I hope that's a shame. If you totally you understand whatever. They're basically saying any person that does me wrong is gonna pay. I don't know what to tell you. Like I got plans. Like nigga, I'm not your stalker. I'm your guardian angel. Also, I heard that you've been showing my photos when you want to show this around too, fat ass. And it's gotta go. You're remind you that you cook. Ha ha ha. So yeah, she did all that, and I had to like report about it, talk about it, and these are just some screenshots of her trying to like get other people to try to be her messenger and shit like that. So yeah, oh, this is again an alleged victim. An alleged victim. You're the adult. You should have. Yeah, I'm an adult. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. All I'm gonna say is, Arla, if you're watching this. Oh, funny fact. By the way, she tried commenting on my YouTube video recently, like 4 or 5 days ago. He commented on a video talking about how she made a new Instagram and that she was trying to check my fucking name and that that she was already blocked and talking about how I was why are you spawn camping? I'm not fucking spawn camping. Let me remind you, Starlight, that I fucking blocked you on Instagram. And there's a feature on Instagram where if I block your account and you try to make side accounts, they get automatically blocked too. Except that you're blocked. I don't give a fuck about you. You're not a fucking badass. You're not a baddie. I don't give two fucks about you. I'm not obsessed about you like you are with me. I don't want to date you and never will. And I don't give two fucks. You can dedicate your entire rest of your fucking 2 years to your adult ass to fucking continue to try to talk to me through Instagram comments, try to talk to me on fucking YouTube comments, try to talk to me on fucking random Discord alts. I don't care. Dedicate all of that time to fucking block you and not care. And I will continue to do that. So leave me the fuck alone. Genuinely. This brings up my next one. Cinco. Um, Cinco is very, very well known in the IDB community, or at least was, but for the time being, they were and maybe still are. But I want to make this very clear. I don't want anyone dragging Cinco into this at all. Cinco was a genuine and is a genuine good person who even wanted to help me. All right? This is not me. I'm not showing all these screenshots to like make her look bad or anything. None of that nature. I'm showing these in particular because it's something I can briefly go over and you guys can pause and read these for yourselves. But as I said earlier, from Hara's, Ali's, and different people's point of view, I said there was another influencer who made me go to those people and try to make up with them. That person being Senko. I met Senko a long time ago, back when even Fool's Gold, the hunter, was just coming out. Because he came out and he was available in rank, and then I played him for a week and I got S badge. The way this happened was basically, um, all the S badges for some reason in that morning session were online, and we made a joke saying that we should all be S badges and we should all make a server for S badges and our group chat. And then Cinco happened to saw that and she was in chat and we like added each other and talked. But then she said that she wanted to add me on Discord, and I said, "Yeah, I don't know about that because your friends don't like me." And she said, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I don't think it's a good idea. Your friends don't like me. I don't think we should be friends." And she said, "Nonsense, I should add her." So I added her. And as you can see, this is from November 20th, 2023. This is what led up to the beginning of 2024 with the whole me apologizing towards the end, around the end of the year, towards Hara and Ali, because she was the one I said she suggested that I should do it. So basically, she says right here in the screenshot saying that she was going to talk to me. And then she said, "Never mind, someone told me about you, womp womp." And I said, "Bruh, I told you, you're weird as fuck and gross." And then said, 10 days later, you can see she messaged me again saying, "Have you changed?" And this during this time period is when the bear allegations were going on. The IDV bear, her ex, was going on, right? And the intention was on him. But here's what people like to do. When there is no content in the IDV community, and when there is like something going on, like what Bear was going through, he had his time in the light, getting called out, doing whatever. But during this time period, the reason why she wanted to speak to me is because my ex Ali was involved with Bear, and she wanted to know about it. And so we exchange information and we talk about the whole ordeal. And yeah, during this time period, when Bear was getting like, he was privating his shit and moving on and doing whatever. That's when people like Hara and other people were like, "Yo, guys," like taking those audience and be like, "Yeah, guys, he fucked up and did all these things, guys. Then now let's redirect our attention to this guy. He's also a problem." That's what the IDV community likes doing. They like doing that a lot. They're like, "Why are we arguing about pointless things? There are real problems at Bay." And to a degree, that can be true. But people are always saying stuff like, "I'm trying to make a comeback," trying to say that what do you mean I'm still around? I never left. I took a break from posting for 10 months and came back. You guys, the community itself stopped talking about me for about 10 months. They only started saying something when I started posting again. So as long as I'm around, they're going to continue posting about me, and that's fine. That's completely fine. You want to revolve your entire content being around just posting about me? Go ahead, go ahead. I don't care. If you delete, like, it just is what it is. But going on, she talked about this, and these are all conversations about it. I'm going to briefly just go over it because again, you can read these for yourselves. But basically, through all these screenshots, there's times where we called, and she thought the best way to deal with this whole drama situation was to apologize to them. And she said I should say it's my birthday coming up, so that way you guys should feel bad because it's my birthday coming up. Whatever. See, she said I should talk to them, and all that kind of stuff. That I should be, sympathetic, make it sound real, give a half-ass apology, whatever, to Hara and Ali. She's showing a screenshot of Cinco talking to Ali, or Cinco talking to Hara about the whole ordeal, a raging discussion. And I said right there in end quote, "You really want me to give a half-assed apology? Yep, make it sound sympathetic." Ugh, that pisses me off. I understand you're hurt, blah 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 blah, but it's bullshit and pettiness and lies. I said, "Ugh, this is bullshit, pettiness and lies." It's like, and then we'll move on to the next person. It's okay. I said, "Give me a sec to calm down." They're like, "Once you heal their wounds, you can get your redemption arc." That pisses me off. It's like, think positively. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I said, Ali, Vika, Hara, I know. I said, but not Hara. After I let her stay in our friend group, she still keeps our friendship after what he did to my friend, best friend, whatever. It's like she wants an apology. I wanted to take up most of Discord's screen and focus mainly on Hara for first an apology. And I said, fine, sure. And like, anything else you want to add? Whatever, I read an apology. It's not funny. They're like trying to make it sound more sincere. Keep going. Um, as much as I don't want to say it, be the bigger person here and write an apology to Ali is like Cinco. I know they're like after everything. I know, but she's the one spreading shit. She's the one. I said Cinco. I would do a lot for anyone, but she stabbed me in the back many times, lied on my name. I've lost people and everything, and so she can what run around acting like she's on top of the world. I brought her into this game. She wouldn't be here without me. Would you rather talk to her? Do you think you can talk to her? Not bash her and try to just hear her out and everything, but also defend yourself? He said, "You got this." He said, "Maintain your anger, all this before your text. I'm in hard, whatever." Anyways, we keep going back and forth about how we're supposed to be doing all this. And she says, "Cinco." She's like, "Don't apologize to see if the rumors are true." At this point, Cinco and me were having a bit of communication, and I kind of like told Hara that I admitted to everything because that's what I thought she wanted me to do. Because she said earlier that people already think of me like this. Oh, or no, she says it right there actually, but still. She says, "Cinco, I admitted to everything being true." I said, "To put that label on myself, to swallow my pride like that, just to clear my name. People already have that label on you. What's the difference? At this point, you need to talk to Ali, bro." So right there, Haro said that I have a screenshot of him admitting to everything. Yes, because Cinco thought that was the best way to deal with it. Accept defeat and move on. At a certain point, I always look back on this and really wonder if this was a setup or something. Genuinely. But so it happened. And we keep going, talking about show screenshots. Let's keep talking. Um, I said, "Eli, there's nothing more to be ruined. Everyone already assumes what kind of person you are, but in the end, you can still in the end, it's still the same thing just until you talk to Ali." So we keep talking. I talked to Ali, and that's where you saw the screenshots of me coming to her, making an apology to Hara and Ali, etc. Going on and so forth. So all this was handled, and here's where things change, because she messaged me later on, January something 2024, January 2nd, 2024, New Year's. She said this, "Okay, what's going on? Why is my name coming out of your mouth from other people? I genuinely don't want to be involved in IDV drama, IDV crap, but if you're talking shit about me, I know what side to stand by." I said, "Whoa, calm down." I said, "I haven't talked about you, and people been going around saying I have been pinning people against each other, me." I said, "Cinco, I haven't talked about you. The only thing I ever said remotely about you is that you helped me through it. That's it." And she said, "Well, someone's telling people that you're trying to scare me off because you got dirt on me, which I was curious about that. Cinco, what dirt could I possibly have on you?" I said, "That's what I'm saying, but why are they saying that?" I said, "Because I'm being exposed again, all because I beat Twitch streamers in Tarot, and they been going around saying I put everyone's name in my mouth and talking how that they're gonna try to make you expose me. And the only two things they ever said to me are, one, Cinco helped me through it, and two, Ali tried to reach out. Ali tried to reach out, exposing an account and put me up next to it." So yeah. So again, this is a big thing, by the way, to some people that may not know this. There was an IDV account, some of you guys might know, called IDV Red Flags, right? I believe the person that got exposed on that account or got a post made call it was a person named Star, like a high tier named Star. Some people might recognize that name. But here's what happened. And I wish I would have got the screenshot of it, but I exactly. Cinco is the owner of that account. Cinco did not want to post IDV drama on her main page because she doesn't want to like fuck up her algorithm or be known as a drama queen. So she made an alt account called IDV Red Flags and exposed Star on it. However, this is why she DM'd me as well too. It's because Ali reached out to her on that account, not knowing it was Cinco, reached out to the IDV Red Flags account, which was Cinco. She didn't know it was her though. She didn't know. And was saying, "Hey, I have a person I want you to expose. Their person is named Eli." So again, that's what started it all as well too. Ali was trying to get me fucking exposed trying to fucking get my name ruined, defamed so damn hard that she was going to other exposed accounts, being like, I have this one person named Eli, I have this person named Eli, expose him, because she tried 2 times on her own and it didn't work. She tried reaching out to Cinco's alt account, which is their IDV red flags, didn't work. So then she found Hara, and Hara was like, yeah, I got you, I'll do it. And that's what happened. Cinco didn't agree to expose me because she was like, oh, I don't know who this is, and I'm going to need more info, if anything. And she tried to provide it, but she didn't care in the end. She was like, I don't know this person. This is not my problem. This is your problem. So Ali got mad and went to someone else. But yes, that IDV Flags account was Cinco's alt account. Moving on. Basically, she says, okay, I'm not getting involved with this anymore because I've been done with this community, but I swear to God, if anything else comes out again, Eli. And I try to explain that it was okay, and then I try to talk to her again, and then eventually she unadded me out of nowhere. I guess the drama got to her. I don't know. But as of right now, Senko is not really involved in the IDV community anymore. She moved on. She moved on to the Genshin community and is now a Genshin content creator. So I beg you guys again, leave her alone. Deadass. Like, just leave her be. She has no involvement. This was just me only showed these things to prove and give context as to why I quote unquote admitted these things. Because she was the influencer that was going to try to help me fix everything. And it went sideways because after she tried, people didn't try to shit talk her or make her look like I was talking shit about her. Because people love pinning people against each other. And that's exactly what happened. So again, that's where Hara and everyone else got the quote unquote me admitting to everything screenshots from. Because of this. Like I said, Cinco has nothing really to do with it. She wanted to help. She tried, failed, and it's okay. She moved on from the community, and she's trying to do better in life. Leave her be. Genuinely. She didn't do anything wrong. So, let that be known. Okay, so this last part is just basically a bunch of small things wrapped into a big one because I don't feel like making individual sections about these people because it's kind of short. One, this is being Esme, whatever the fuck you want to call him. And the thing with them, I met them through IDV. They added me, asking for advice on how to maintain an S badge and keep an S badge. I added them back and responded and told them my advice. Long story short, we became Discord friends. And this is kind of our early conversations. And so this is me getting to know them and asking what's going on. And they give a whole sob story about their heart problems and about their boyfriend being a little bit of a cheater or whatever, right? And again, pause it anytime and read them. But basically, that's what they say. And I talk about my past experience. Then they say stuff like, hand went white, got scared. I don't know what that means. They said, cut, hand go white. I don't know what this means. So I switch subjects and say, damn, you want to VC later? They're like, maybe. That doesn't happen. I'm like, morning, I just woke up. So I don't know what that means. I'm assuming it meant some sort of cutting thing. I don't know. They said, I see, I kind of been there actually, whatever. I talk about this one thing. It's just like, we ended up breaking up and it sucks ass. I kind of expected it. My friends want to take me out this weekend. I don't know, feel like whatever. They're like, I'm sorry, what happened to you? It's like, it's okay. I healed for it. If you want to go out, you should enjoy your time, etc. Just general sip. Then they said this, good luck. I'm about to end it all. What happened? Left to go rink with his e-whore friend. Damn. Said, might check myself into a ward. I don't know, feeling kind of cute. You good? No, I wish I was, I guess. What happened? Hand went, yeah. So yeah, this, sorry, a little out of order, but yeah. Don't know. They're like, hiya, small, I'm dick, sick, I'm sick, small dick, sick, I'm sick, I still am, if I had a dick, it would be big. Right. You want a VC? I said, I'm gonna do rank. They're like, kisses and sneers, love you too. Out of all this so far, nothing out of the ordinary. I think this part, though, is a little bit out of order, so let me fix it. Here we go. They said, help. He asked how long I can be gone if I wanted to try again. I already made a Dropbox full of screenshots of his friends' entire bloodlines, Instas, Facebooks, LinkedIn's, business websites, professional business emails, colleges, and their discords and gaming profiles and Steams. And I already have started an entirety or whatever with keywords of his relatives, full names, and online allies, games, playlists, communicates, and etc. I'm like, huh? What do I do? I say, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm confused as fuck. I'm like, you weekend VC if you want. They're like, can we please, all right, after rank maybe girl. So this person is a person who claims that I tried to do shit with them, and in these screenshots, I don't ever call people out for anything, especially if it looks like they have something going on, right? I want to make it very clear, and most of these screenshots, you can see that I'm kind of confused as fuck as what's going on. And she is basically giving the story of my boyfriend is fucking me over, my boyfriend is lying to me, probably cheating on me, doing whatever, and I have heart problems. And I'm like, oh, I feel really bad. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that's happening to you. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. And they try to brush it off a little bit, but they try to go into like, well, it's okay because I got all his stuff and I can sell it and I can like ruin his business, I can ruin his life because I have all these information on him. And then she talks about all this other shit. She talks about how she's docking this one bitch because that's the one that his boyfriend is currently talking to, and that she's showing me a screenshot of he has the exact location of where he's staying at and whatnot. And this was kind of like our last screenshot talking about whatever. They said, I'm done, we can call if you want. I'm going to eat some bipolar chocolate and cut myself. Again, I don't know what's going on, so I just say, yeah, give me a bit. I don't know, I hope I'm feeling so cute. Still want to call it short. We call for about 25 minutes. And they're just like, so we got back together. I'm not afraid to take him deleting DMs and shit again. Honestly, this isn't going to work. I'm going to be toxic, evil, and a whore. I'm confused as fuck, so I'm just saying, hey man, I'm happy for you. Just be careful. And we conversate a little bit more, but then I block. I just didn't want to deal with it. Especially after them to do it. By the way, this is also a person who helped out with getting me doxxed. With Starla, they helped out getting me doxxed because this is the one who like went to the extreme of trying to, what's it called? Message my Arbor friends via their Instagrams and asking if they knew me. And like all my friends, some of my friends, it was like one basically, it wasn't two, it was just one. One of them got a DM from her specifically and saying, "Do you know Eli?" And he didn't respond because he didn't know who he was. He just, my friend who usually goes out and drinks with me was just like, "Do you know somebody named Esme?" I'm like, huh, who? He showed me the screenshot. I recognize who it is. I'm just like, oh, I mean, no, that bitch is psychotic, bro. I don't know what to tell you. She's like, oh yeah, I figured. I didn't want to respond because this bitch seemed kind of crazy. I'm like, yeah, you can block her if you want. It's like, okay, I'll block it, and we just continue with our day. Anyways, this is the situation. She pretended to be a alleged victim, so on and so forth. Again, I'm gonna brush over these because these are small ones. Vika, remember I told you guys I would get back to Vika. Vika says, explain this, right? You can tell from the timestamp it is, that timestamp because it's a year after the original screenshot that she's trying to show me. And I give context and I say this. I say, she is not 13. Lol, you can go ask Ali that. Here's what you're doing. You're part of the IDV community who loves tea. You play hero when you think you know something. That's it. Deadass left Discord for 2 months and came back to play. You do not know me. I said, all you know is drama and what you want to believe. And let me tell you something about your friend where you got this information on. Ali is a petty ex who literally left and went to go date another guy to get over her feelings for me. And in the end, she got fucked over. Mew is honestly not a bad person, but she got fucked over by my best friend because she caught feelings for another guy and regrets it all. And she says, I don't even know Ali. So, you don't know the person that this information came from. You don't know them. But you see the screenshot that she has, and you're like, oh, this makes him look bad. Let me just snatch it. Right? And this also goes to the whole contributing to the whole, they have a server, do whatever, talk shit. I don't know. I'm just saying. This just goes to prove the links, some of the links that people are willing to do, just to say shit. So again, this just shows that, hey, you want me to explain my drama, and as what you say, explain the screenshot, right? I explain it, and I'm like, well, this is what you know about Ali. Ali's just in the petty ex, and she's just like, oh, I don't even know Ali. Again, so you do not know the person. You do not know me and the person said to relationship, or yet alone what happened. But because she has a screenshot that makes me look like a pedophile, you take it and you try showing all your friends and saying that's what I am, but you have zero context. You don't know the person, the opposite story. You don't know them, yet alone ever spoke to them. but you want to pull up to me saying that I'm trying to do this. Keep in mind, the only reason she was texting me, by the way, and I'm just gonna say names because I don't care at this point. She was texting me because she was trying to like pry into me and a so-called old friend named CJ's friendship. Me and an Naya main who was like 14, 15, or somewhere around that area, was named CJ, and I think she still posts around like that. I never had any problems with CJ, and I don't think she ever did it with me either as well too. I think we left off things on a kind of on my fault because she wanted to be my friend and she was trying to help me out this entire time, but I kind of just didn't reply back anymore, and that's my fault because I'm sure she knows of what happened, what I was going through at the time, and I just couldn't take it no more. I just stopped replying back to everyone. Hence a fall off. But basically, she was trying to defend me and CJ, or no, she was trying to like protect CJ from all this shit. And yeah, this is her. She DM'd me out of nowhere saying, "Leave her alone. Don't talk to her," and went with this whole ordeal. Anyways, next up is a person named Gabby. I have to speak on this because Gabby was the one who's apparently still pulling up to me every now and then. So I'm gonna just say it because I have to. Me and Gabby were friends. We met through CJ and a couple other mutual friends. Never really had any problems with her, and I don't think at the time I don't think she ever had any problems with me. Um, she never really came out saying anything. I don't, at least to my knowledge, she never came out saying that I groomed her or anything like that. But feeling as besides that betrayed, because Gabby and this screenshot, and I have to talk about it because again, I'm having to put people's business out there now because I have to let it be 100% transparent. Gabby was going through some serious shit with a boyfriend of hers. She came to me for advice, and I was just, talking about it, saying that maybe this isn't the way to go, all this in between. Um, and I thought, I was giving like I thought of her as like a little sister. Genuinely, I remember being on VC with her while I was working to talk about these problems and make her feel better. In the end, she did what she did. She was her friend, whatever. Long story short, she had a problem with somebody named Vamp Jack, and they did not see eye to eye. However, I remember that me and Vamp Jack were talking about certain stuff, but she believed that I told Vamp Jack about her personal business when I did not. And later in other screenshots, she came out and said that Vamp Jack told her that I said stuff. When again, let's be honest, Vamp Jack lied about her fucking age for 2 years. I'm pretty sure it's not crazy to believe that Vamp Jack is just trying to lie to you, Gabby. If you're listening, Gabby, I'm telling you right now, as what you said. It's been like a year or two. I have no reason to fucking lie. There's no. This is not a fucking acting show. When I tell you I didn't tell shit to fucking Vamp Jack, I didn't. Right? I didn't say shit. I didn't say no fucking names or do shit. How she acquired that was beyond me, but I'm telling you, dead ass, I didn't fucking say shit. In the end, though, what ended up happening, Gabby started making comments, like, in the global chat, talking about, I told my friend something super private, and then he went to go off and blab somebody. I screenshot that, and I report back to Gabby. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? And she just gives me a face. I'm like, all right, buddy, which you can see in the above screenshot. And then she talks about some other, like, the drama starts unfolding, and Gabby starts coming to me saying that she feels betrayed and all this other stuff. The only thing I can do in this situation is apologize to Gabby because I should have responded back to her. So Gabby, if you're listening, that's my bad. I should have replied back to you, but I want you to understand I'm dealing with like 20 other fucking bigger things of people coming at me 20 different ways, and I don't know what they go. I'm all over the place. So please understand that if anything. This last part being that I get Gabby in a quick match or a 5v5 match or where the fuck it was, whatever, and she said I don't know who said it. Someone said some shit in post match first, whatever, and then I just say, you know, either said something like "love you too, Gabby," or just said, or stay safe, or yeah, care. I don't know. I just said some genuine like non toxic shit, and she takes that and goes through and tries to find my message me through Discord, and say, stop pretending like we're friends. We're not friends. You're gross as fuck. You're literally like mentally ill. I'll try to zoom all this in so you can see it for yourself. But yeah, she tries saying all that and runs with it, and we don't talk again after who knows how long. Only until recent of this year, like about a month or so, she tried adding me back and talking to me about it, telling me that I should stop convincing other folks that I'm not a bad person. That she's basically questioning why I continuously find new groups and lie to them. And I'm just looking at her and responding into like, are you here to warn me about something? Are you trying to like say something? Or is there, because like you don't pull up to a person and say, hey, quit, stop lying to fucking people. No, what I think this is genuinely is I feel like Gabby, whether she admitted it or not, I feel like she genuinely wanted to reach out and like see how it was gonna go. I feel like she genuinely like, and this is hypothetically, but I feel like maybe she does want to like reform a bridge of some sort of kind. Maybe, I don't know. Even though she clearly said that that's not what she wants, but I don't know. I don't see in any other world why she would reach out and say all this and try to make an effort of all this when I told her, all right, you're not here to help me out. You're not here to warn me. You're not here to salvage anything. You're only here just to try to lecture me and question me. So I don't want to do that. So goodbye, and leave it as that, and just tell me that I'm never gonna change. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't need some 16-year-old tell me I don't. I'm never gonna change. Maybe one day, and I feel like this is gonna be the case. Maybe one day, and I'm gonna cater. I'm catering to the adults here. Maybe some of these players will grow up. Life will get to them. They'll learn shit, and maybe then they'll come back and rewatch it and be like, maybe after 2 years, 3 years, maybe that shit's not important to me, and maybe there was some common sense I wasn't really like understanding. Maybe then. But again, it's again, this is the whole purpose of all this is not to fucking just double back on anything that I'm saying and just make it look like, you know, I'm trying to like teach these people lessons. I'm not. I'm explaining this, but I have to throw out names now. I have to show full screenshots, uncropped. I have to show names and stories and get it out there because I'm done. I'm genuinely done. You're gonna see those videos that I said I'm gonna show you in a second. All these things, you're gonna see how time after time my patience is running thin, and as of now, it's ran out, and so I'm just throwing it all out there. Right now, this is a Mew. Mew was like a content creator. I don't know what her name was. It's like I forgot her username, but she was Mew or whatever, an IDV content creator. And long story short, for the people who know, this might be irrelevant, but I'm gonna briefly go over it. Mew had a person. Me and Mew interact. She's very antisocial. Had very big problems RL. Talking about like some serious mom shit, getting arrested, her always driving illegally, some shit like that. Had to pay fines, whatever. I offered to help. I tried to help, and long story short, and again, I want to fucking be completely honest about this. No hiding shit. Long story short, I started taking a little bit of liking to Mew, and maybe asked if there's a potential thing going on. She doesn't really confirm or deny. And then out of nowhere, one day, when we're just joking and shit like that, she gets sexually attracted and wants to do shit. Shit ends up happening, and next thing you know, I come back to her and say, "Hey, what are we, bro? Because like, we just we're doing shit now, and we're saying shit, and I'm just like, we're still friends. What's going on?" By the way, Muse of Age was, is, and still is, and at the time, just make that very clear. And she gets confused, and long story short, she ends up lingering on to other people, my friend group. Some people being like Joe, some people being like a guy named Proceed. And once she's had a lustful relationship with my friend and moved on, and she got mentally abused, emotionally abused by another person named Proceed to convince her to like leave and drop everybody and just focus on her and her only or him only, and it became a whole thing. And this is just her just showing that, explaining that she's been used and that she wish she can break free from it but can't. And I said it just is what it is. So that situation's that. Moving on. This one is Meep. Meep was a friend that I had a long time ago. And long story short, the whole reason is that we ended our friendship was because of two things, well, three things. We had a conversation about pregnancy stuff, like how we had a conversation about like, is it a good idea to start a family or not? We had a conversation about that because we talked about what are the pros and cons to starting a family, and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of went like, she had a different opinion, I had a different opinion. It was like kind of like a debate, and she just didn't. Later on, after it ending, she just said the debate was uncomfortable. Then she said that I made remarks and yada yada yada. And they just kind of explains, and these screenshots will just kind of show that I call her out for being a people pleaser, and that she did me dirty, which she then later admits that that's what she does. So basically, she did me dirty by unfriending me and getting rid of me because her friend said that she did, and she said she didn't want to. Like, she literally said multiple times she didn't want to do it, but she did because she's a people's pleaser. So the pressure of her friends telling her to remove me caved in, and she just did it. And to this day, I remember at some point she says, "I still remember those things we talked about, and they scar me to this day." And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry that debate about pregnancy scarred you to this day, But at the end of the day, you fucking did me wrong, and you know it. And I mean, you said it yourself in these screenshots that you did, and that you're people's pleaser. So I have no respect for that whatsoever. Next on, moving on, going in, Hadria, aka Haste, aka whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let me make this very clear. Haste and I, were a thing, try to be a thing or whatever, and shit went sideways because of the community. I'm gonna make this very clear. I want you guys to leave her alone, genuinely, out of respect for just her well-being and my being. Leave her alone. She has nothing to do with this anymore. Has never had anything to do with almost 2 years. Has nothing to do about this. She is genuinely doing better RL. She's genuinely doing better in class. Loving wise, loving relationship. Has not done any sort of drugs at all and in a hot minute, and is moving up in life. And I would like for her to keep moving that way. Genuinely. I know of this because we got match in rank, and that's it. We just had a small little combo. That's it. I'm only showing her name. I'm only showing what she wrote because it's the effects and the pressure, along with other names that are involved, that give context as to the extreme measures that people were doing to just get shit on me or try shit on me. As we go, you can pause to read any of this, but long story short, in these screenshots, she talks about how the server was fucked up. That Hara or Ali, whoever, made a server about me and people were being invited, and that at first they were talking about things that would maybe look bad, the allegations, the proofs, whatever. And then they were just being shitty people, taking it from as far as to commenting on my friends, commenting on my appearance, commenting on things that didn't relate to the situation at all. Just, it didn't cater to. And it was just very low of them. And she realized that they weren't good people. She then mentioned that Hara was pressuring her to make her a spy in my server. Hara was so desperate to always know who are in my servers. Why? So that way she can see who's in it. So that way, if anyone who was going against her, she could just call them out. But once you're in his server, you're his friend. And that's exactly what she did with what's it called, Bree, aka Michu. Sorry, I don't know how to say the name, but the Bree, the Grave main, the prisoner main, who was once my friend, and she did that with Nico. Nico was also my friend. She did that. She pressured him, did all that. It was too much for him. He was forced to stop being my friend, and it just became a whole fucking fiasco. Hara always leaves a massive destruction wherever the fuck she goes. Do anything in her way to just fight people, because she just loves seeing empires fall. Loves that. She loves the chaos. Anyways, in this screenshot, she mentions that that it was fucked up what she did, that she's sorry, that she wanted to come back, but Slaytera and Squeep were spies in my server. People who were Hara would not cancel, and Hara would not try to say anything. If me and Hara had a mutual friend, she would speak to that mutual friend, basically, and said, hey, I'm not going to say shit about you at all, or acknowledge that you're his friend, or whatever, as long as you're my spy in his server. Spy for me, and you'll be okay. And that's exactly what happened. So, again, you can pause and read this, but it's just her talking about the destruction, how she felt, how she was torn apart, and all so forth. Again, Haste, if you are reading this, I want you to know I am sorry for bringing up your name. I genuinely am. I'm really happy for that you're doing better in life, and please keep it that way. I'm sorry if I didn't treat you right. I'm sorry if I, felt like maybe I wasn't doing a better job at speaking up about this. And I know at a certain point you didn't care what anybody said, and you just wanted to be with me, and I should have gave you that. And because it was getting to me too much, I separated and we lost everything, and that's my fault. I'm sorry, but I'm glad that you're doing better, and you should continue to do better. So again, I'm sorry for bringing up your name, but I need you to understand that I'm doing this for my own reasons and my own things, and you're involved, and that's my fault. It's not yours, and I'm only speaking on this because it shows that Hara was having spies. So please understand. These next few things are going to be proofs of different small things. I'm going to show a collection. I'm going to explain it. This is proof of me going to the ICA, which is the online internet crime area, whatever, and I make a report about this, and all my information is right there. It just is what it is. Talk about Starla. I mean, all my shit's already out there, so it doesn't matter. I don't gotta hide anything. So people talked about there's being a case file on me, right? Everyone was talking about, Hara was talking about there's a case file on me, the law enforcement's on me, investigations open on me. Okay, well, here's my proof. Boom. I have a pamphlet on the whole ordeal. You saw the internet history online, me going online to fill it out. You see that I have a signature name, a case file number, address, all this. I have all that shit done. All I gotta do is just call them up. That's all I have to do. So again, when I say I'm ready with anyone like Hara, anyone like Ali, anyone else in the IDV community who wants to challenge me on this, step up, give me your contact info, and let's go to court. No more going online, going on TikTok, going on Twitter, and just saying, I can't believe people like will literally defend pedo groomers and all. I'm gonna say something about that later. Literally, I'm gonna say something about that. But I'm gonna say this: no more going on there and just saying shit. No more going on there and telling people just to mass report me. No more. If you genuinely believe that people are in danger, if you genuinely believe that my existence, my presence is endangering children, and that anyone could be at risk, and that you want to solve this because people are so quick to go into comments and say the authorities should be involved, police should be called, here's my thing, here's my proof that I'm doing this too, that I'm having a defense mechanism, and I'm saying, okay, here's my proof, because you guys are talking about all this shit about there's an open case. Okay, here's my thing. Here's my case. Here's my case number. Here's my case file. Here's a signature. There's a number I can call. There's the proof of me reporting it online, making an online report and case file. Let's go to court. Hara wants to represent all the victims. She can step up. Let's go. Give me your contact info. Hara can step up. Ali and Hara want to step up. Good. As far as I see it, those are the main two, right? Hara and Ali, it all began with. They can vouch for all the victims. I'm sure they have, between them two, they have all the information. They can get everyone else involved. They can get the dick pics that were quote unquote sent. They can get everything. Let's go to court, right? If you're confident, let's go. Let's fucking go. I don't care. I'm being dead ass. Because this shit's ridiculous. Genuinely. You're so quick to shit say online. But I want to know if any of y'all have the balls to want to go actually on a court level. Genuinely. You want me to go into this on my own self? Okay, we can go deeper. Let me tell you this. I'm not going to say this or going to self-dox myself any more than I already have. But I'm going to show you something too. This is data facts. Okay? This is a top of the line background history check for very serious jobs, because I'm getting into a very serious job, right? And so they have to do drug tests on you and a history check and a criminal database check history on you. And they go by every state, all 50 states. They even go to other countries. So I'm talking about anywhere from Washington to Oregon to California to Florida, West Virginia, Nevada, everywhere. All 50 states, this is checked. Because I'm going to a very serious job. And I will let this evidence speak for itself. In this next screenshots, this shows in federal, judicial, national, that there has been a job search. There has been a background history check, criminal check history, for a scope of 7 years. 7 years. The only reason some of this information is blurred out, it's my fucking personal information. It's bad enough people already know all my shit. I don't need to expose my job, and I don't need to expose like anything else. So understand why some of this shit's blurred, all right? But this states that this says in the bottom that be advised, if you get the action that says no data detectable found, means there's not shit on me. And the next one says it too. 2 other external searches from 7 years ago, from the date that it says right there, July whatever, till 7 years ago, nothing. No criminal, national, country, federal, nothing. Nothing on me. People, again, wanting to say that there's an open case on me. There is nothing. Genuinely, there is nothing. Not even a fucking parking ticket. Nothing. But people said there is a case file. He's being investigated. Da 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 da. There ain't shit. There is not shit. This is a serious job with a serious company. I doubt they're gonna let anything slide underneath just because they didn't care enough. That's not how that shit works. So I am moving up in life and doing better, yes, despite all the shit. But they do a drug history, I pass. They do a national background history, I pass. I pass all this shit. 7 years from literally this month to 7 years back. Nothing. Nothing of any kind. Report him to the police. Da-da-da. Fucking do it, bro. Dead ass fucking do it. Dead ass. Let's go to court. Please. Please, someone please represent. The rest of all this shit is just small ass shit that I'm going to talk about, I guess. First of all, Infamous, I don't give a fuck about you. I never did, never do. Okay, I don't care. I don't fucking know you. I don't even know what the fuck you even sounds like. I don't know what the fuck you got a problem for me. I don't fucking know. Or even want to. Genuinely. Long story short, this is more of a recent thing that's kind of been under the waters, but I'll bring attention to it first because I don't give a fuck. Long story short, I met a friend or maybe an e-kittens of Infamous. I don't fucking know. Or whatever, and they said that I was doing all this crazy shit to them in Copycat. They said I'm trying to pick off victims in Copycat. Let me tell you right now, bro. Fucking Copycat is Copycat. It's the place where I can go into Copycat knowing the match is gonna be anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 minutes long, and I can fucking say anything I fucking want and get away with it because it's just fucking funny as fuck. Maybe I like going into Copycat and talking about how I believe maybe that the fucking presidential fucking election was all part of the Illuminati shit, or maybe talking about hey, oh you're a Merc main, oh shit, that's like Loki sexy as fuck, bro, like or whatever. Oh, we're chasing the courier around the table. Yo, you guys 60 seconds, bro, and I might just have to hop underneath the desk and give you a little surprise. Genuinely, it's just the most randomest shit. I'm pretty sure anyone who's played Copycat can understand the fuck the shit that I'm talking about. Where in Copycat, bro, it's every man for himself. You can say the most the wildest shit, bro. Anybody, and half the shit that I say isn't as bad as what other people say. So let's fucking relax. All right. Long story short, this person was adding me, this Merc player that it's apparently, again, one of either Infamous's e-kittens or who knows what's, and is saying that I'm telling them to jerk it for me. Because they said in the meeting, they also told a friend of mine, my duo, who again is a 17-year-old, they told him, beat it, jerk it, beat it. Go ahead at the meeting. And we just didn't care because obviously we know it's fucking whatever. So yeah, I add them because I thought they were funny as fuck. And then we continue a little bit of conversation. I'm like, yeah, I'm being serious, bro. Jerk it for me. And then fucking get screenshotted. Nice. I get screenshotted and it's brought to Infamous. Somehow, some way it is. Somehow, some way it just is. And in the end, she's like, yeah, he's being serious. And he's like, I can't believe he's finding, like, you're 22 years old. Why are you trying to find shit on Copycat? I'm not. I'm fucking not. Relax. Calm your fucking tits. You're trying to show more shit about talking about it, whatever. Again, pause these and read these. I don't give a fuck, bro. That ass Infamous is just unrelated to me. I don't give a fuck. I don't know what this man wants from me, bro. Genuinely, I don't give a fuck. And so if he's fucking hearing this, bro, Infamous, stick to your own fucking circle. I don't give a fuck about you. I just genuinely don't. I don't care if you think you're the better player or the better player, better hunter. I don't give two fucks. I genuinely do not. You're irrelevant to me. Focus on whatever. My only quote unquote personal beef with you, if anything, is the fact that you led my friend Hara on for fucking 2 years. That's the only thing I have to critique about your shit. But as far as from what I know and what I hear, bro, you got a circle of e-kittens, okay? Worry about them. You ain't got to worry about me. Because last time I checked, you be leading on so many fucking women. And God forbid that you give them the slightest amount of fucking affection. So that way when your circle starts breaking apart and one of your little e-kittens try maybe moving on to another guy or whatever, then all of a sudden you give a shit about them and try to invest them a little bit more emotionally to trap them on some psychotic level shit and whatever. So I don't give two fucks, okay? If that's what you're doing, go have fun. I don't give two fucks. I literally do not. but keep me and my friends out of it. Genuinely. All right? You already led one of them on for 2 years, bro. I don't give a fuck. All right? If you just mad that I get quote unquote play or whatever, or more people are catered to my personality, then just you can just say that, bro. I don't give two fucks. Anyways, they just try to talk about whatever, talking, trying to force people to fucking remove them on my friends list, fucking saying they're talking to people when they're not fucking talking to me, people making false claims to scare them. Moving on. I don't give a fuck. This guy's irrelevant as fuck to me. Anyways, um, this next section is videos of you can see over time me trying to talk about this, and you can see that I try to be respectful as possible, and I don't mention any names of any people because I tried to handle all this privately. I tried to be non-confrontational. I tried to be respectful despite my fucking name being shitted on, being teared apart, limb from limb as all this shit was unraveling. I did my best just to respect everyone as possible. And so I'm going to mute and you're going to I guess listen to all this shit that the past me had to say. It's going to be talking about previous situations. It's going to be talking about how I was trying to speak up about these certain things, and you can just hear like that I'm like a little anxious, I'm a little worried, I'm a little trying to, not fucking make it a big deal. I'm not trying to step out forward. But anyways, you guys can see for yourself. I'll just show. I will cut this up into sections just to maybe give some insight, if anything. But if I guess the future me is hearing this, or people who I may know is hearing this, or people who are maybe my viewers who are viewing this, hello. Hopefully you guys have been having a good year from now till then. But if this clip may not even make it, but if it does, some insight is just the main reason why I'm doing this is a fun challenge, but at the same time, I don't feel like I can play Survivor any more longer than I can, mainly because I feel like, and this is just more of a personal reason, and it's not to start drama, and it's not to call out people. It's not. It's just some from me to you, me speaking from you, heart to heart thing. Um, I'm not very loved. I'm not very liked. I. It's kind of sad. I made enemies at the beginning of the game, mid throughout the game, and towards the end of this game. But if anything, that doesn't really matter to me. I just continue playing and doing what I can. Everyone has something, if anything. But what really disappoints me is that the friends that I still have or did have or whatever, um, just kind of sad to see that maybe you try to make out new friends or whatever the case is, and because due to rumors or due to quote unquote, people who people trust or just messy or whatever, it's just a very thin line. It's just a lot of people are gonna maybe look at this and say like you have no room to talk. And in all honesty, I don't think anybody has any room to talk. Everyone has something on them, if anything. But if not, it's just from me to you, if anything, that I'm not very loved or anything like that, and that's okay. I don't seek out to be loved. But what really disappoints me the most is when I meet cool people or I see cool people, especially like um, people I see on TikTok who I genuinely like for their gameplays or genuinely like for their game sense or genuinely like because of their edits or cosplays or whatever, you know, and you can't even get to know them or hang out with them or befriend them just because you already know if you were to try to reach out or talk to them or da 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 da, it's just not gonna end well. So just stay in the shadows and lurk, you know. But I don't know if this will ever see the light of day. But if it does, and to those people who may know my story, who may not know my story, it's okay. And for those who do, you know, um, it's not toxicity. It's not to vent. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but still, I hope doesn't trigger you in any way. It's just to let the people know if anything. But the people who hate me want to go around start giving context on my story, it is what it is. So, yeah, me talking about it. This next video I'm going to talk about again is going to show when I got hacked by Ali and them because she wanted to get my information out. Again, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just me even trying to be respectful and not give out any names, but you'll see. Just a quick message on my end to my friends or like anybody who sees this, I guess. Um, I got hacked. My account got hacked. Basically, like, let's just see, a person that I knew or used to know, whatever, had my Twitter email, and well, they just willingly put the Twitter email into a server, and then people started like looking at it and trying to see if they can get in it, and eventually did without me knowing, and unbinded all my stuff and took basically over my account. But I got it back, and I lost all my friends. So anyone who knows that, I lost all my friends list. It's just like in my case, which is not always gonna be the case for everybody. I was able to find the person who actually took my account, and the only reason I decided to speak about this, I'm not gonna like say any names because I'm not even sure if the name that they go by even is the real name. But essentially, the best way I can put it is they go around making Discord alts and they contact specific people saying, "Hey, I'm new to the game. Try to help me out, whatever." And they, I don't leak any information. It was only in my case because my email was leaked, therefore they were able to get in. So, if you ever get approached by any random people who are trying to say they want to like be taught or whatever, do your background history, do your check.
So there's that. That's me speaking about Allie giving away my information and, doing whatever and pretending it's someone else, but it's not. It's just fucking Allie. And I still try to be respectful. Try to handle it in DMs, not saying any fucking names because I'm trying to handle it in DMs. Trying to be like, bro, like, just fucking come clear. Anyways, this next clip is the last TikTok that I make before I took a break. I didn't have it up currently. I took it down. I said I was gonna leave it up for a couple hours, not leave it up there. And yeah, so I privated my account after doing this. And people thought that I was like, oh my god, he's finally disappearing. He's gone. He privated his account. No, I took a break from posting. I genuinely took a break from posting from TikTok. I took a break from posting on YouTube, anywhere, everything else. The only thing I didn't take a break off, I was streaming on Twitch. IDV doesn't pick up on mostly on Twitch, so it's whatever. It was fine. I just was able to have that at least. But anyways, I stopped uploading both on YouTube and TikTok for 10 months. For 10 months. Throughout those 10 months, I still played the game. I still played the game. And don't worry, I got brought up regardless. Trust me, I got brought up regardless because of the fucking tournament. And I'll get into that. And that right there is a funny situation. I'll get into that in a second. But this is going to talk about one of my last posts that I posted before I took that 10-month break. And you'll see that I'm talking about just normal shit.
And
Hello, guys. I wanted to get on here real quick before I go to bed about some update stuff I wanted to mention before I forget. So let me start off by saying this season's randoms have been ass. It's been getting worse. I assume that's because everyone's like on vacation and all the survivor mains have kind of went over to hunter main because it's that bad, which I don't blame them. But I kind of joined that train as well. So like I'm not even survivor ranking anymore, let alone hunter ranking, which means I am not ranking at all, to be honest. And with that being said, that means I'm getting no rank clips. I'm not making any guides. IDV has felt more of a chore to play than enjoy. So with that being said, like I'm gonna make a feature like I said, feature update, and just say um, some things are changing. So basically, I want to get back into my other stuff, my other hobbies, and make some goals. And I guess RL has been better in many ways as far as my self improvement and work aspects, family issues a little bit here and there, but other than that, it's something. And aside from that, just to recap, is what I'm gonna do is since I am not ranking, not making guides, and IDV isn't as fun to play, all I've been doing is doing nothing but copycat, and I love copycat. Copycat is a really fun mode in my opinion. I feel like everyone should play it. Um, Maybe I'll do copycat replays or something, but as far as anyone who followed me for gaming content and daily posts, I mean, feel free to unfollow me, I guess, because I don't know, one, is that gonna be a thing anymore? On top of I've been seeing IDB cancel culture uprising yet again, um, and I feel like it's not gonna be too long before I get a little rerun banner on my accusations before it's too long, I guess. So I think overall, I won't be posting daily content. Maybe I'll do a rank, a couple of drafts that I have left, and something like that. And from there, maybe I'll stream on my YouTube for hell of it because some people don't know I have one, and I do it for fun. Or I don't know, it's a big if, but all I'm gonna be doing for sure are I'm going to private my account because I want to take a good break from it all, and I just want to not really quit or anything. It's just more I want to be like, hey, look, I'm telling you guys what I'm gonna go do, and that's copycat. Maybe I'll post some of that, and that's pretty much about that. Um, I'll still be active to an extent. I'll support my other fellow IDV mutuals and stuff like that and their content and whatnot to keep it going. But some of the things I'm gonna go do is I get more copycat. Maybe I'll even host a copycat tournament because I feel like that would be pretty fun. I'm gonna get back into my Genshin for fun. I'm gonna go and try to make a goal for myself, and that's to learn DBD super hard because I want to get ready for the Five Nights at Freddy slash DBD collab. I want to get back into Genshin because the new Pyro art card and the new land looks pretty sick. And so yeah, so just to shortly recap, um, not posting as much anymore because I want to take a good little preparation break for new upcoming stuff this year. I feel like 2024 was going to be a bad year to begin with for many people, and it's going to be tough. And I feel like 2025 will be the year for most people to come back or whatever. But I will private my account. I will leave this post up for 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. Private it. I will still support my IDV mutes. If they want to add me or follow me or figure out a way to contact me, that's fine. Um, I will not upload as much. Um, I'm going to be doing other things. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of get on here and say that. Just, that's, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I don't feel like I should have to really play the game, to be honest, competitively anymore. Since I've been here and playing this game for like 7 fucking years. So, yeah. I almost forgot to mention that if any of my mutes or whoever wants to um, add me to play Copycat or any other of my other games that I mentioned, just let me know. Shoot me a text. I'll get around to it, hopefully. Um, if not, I do apologize, but I'll try to. So just let me know for my fellow moots. So yeah, there's that. This next one is just showing that people were, adding me and saying all this, wild ass shit, because that's totally justified. And so yeah, this next part is just gonna show some of the fucking voice messages I was getting and shit throughout all the whole drama. So yeah, take a little listen to that.
Nigga, honestly, shut the fuck up, faggot ass nigga, bro. Fucking fat ass bitch. Fucking shut your bitch ass up, bro. Nigga, I don't know what the fuck you talking for, bro. Fucking nigga, you fucking like anime, cringy ass fucking bitch, bro. Nigga, suck this fucking big ass dick, nigga. Fucking pussy ass hoe. Nigga, I'll fucking fuck you up in real life, bitch ass nigga. Like, imagine like you fucking like, bro. You fucking like embarrassing, bro. Like you're fucking pedo, nigga. Like, bro. Just kill yourself, bro. Kill yourself. Like, bro, like, what's the point of living, bro? Like, where you're irrelevant out of fucking life. Bro, like, hop on this dick, nigga. On site, bro, on site.
And so yeah, yeah. So before I wrap this all hopefully in a neat as bow and shit and everything else in between, maybe considering for some of the ADH people, maybe, slap on some Minecraft parkour or some people cutting some soap or some shit and maybe in the upper screen or whatever to keep them entertained while they listen to all this. But anyways, aside from that, this last part that I'll probably get back into later or I'll try to explain now. Yeah, I can explain it now. Basically, there was the IDV tournament, right?
Everyone freaking out, talking about how I was in there, talking about how the staff didn't give a fuck or whatever the case was. People, starting shit, trying to bring awareness to about me or whatever. Let me make this very clear on how all this shit started. Genuinely, I can say this. I didn't know about the Persuade tournament at all. At all. I was completely unaware. Nor did I care. Didn't even want to participate. However, there was a group, a friend of ours, Joe, for example. He DM'd me out of nowhere saying, "Hey," I'm like, "Yeah, uh, me and the rest signed you up for a tournament, Persuade tournament, hopping, starting soon. Boom, here you go. We signed you up. It's in about 1 to 2, 2 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. Boom. Here's link. Boom. Here's server. Boom. Here's thing. Sign in, React. Good to go." I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, they forced me to go. You're gonna go too. What the fuck? So that's how that started. At first, no one said anything. No one cared or whatever. Genuinely, let me make this make very clear. I know everyone attacked the staff, so I'm gonna say this right now. I didn't know all the staff at all. I don't think a lot of the staff knew me in general, and I didn't know a lot about them either, and whatever. Some of the people, there's two ways you can view this. One's just not a way you're gonna like it. Another way is just gonna be like, okay, well, if you genuinely have some common sense, you're gonna see it this way. One, people were going out of their way saying, "I can't believe a pedophile will be in a community. I can't be a pedophile will be in a tournament. How are they allowing a pedophile?" First of all, I'm going to say this in the most fucking respectful way possible. When it comes to any other games and any other tournaments, right? To a degree, 90% of those things don't ever do background checks. Ever. They don't feel the need to. That's most COD tournaments, Valorant tournaments, League of Legends tournaments, fucking other tournaments. Hell, even DBD tournaments. They don't fucking do background checks. Because why would they? They just don't need to. IDV is no different. They don't feel the need to do a background check on every fucking player. You know how long that would take? Especially when they did 64 teams? That's assuming the minimum of every team's 5 people. Multiply that by 64. It's a lot. And that's only assuming they have the bare minimum. That's not counting subs or substitute or even background subs or double hunters. So yes, I don't think they feel the need to do a background check for all fucking players. Others were viewing it as, oh my god, it's disgusting. They allowed a pedo. Others were viewing it as, well, I mean, as long as he doesn't do anything and doesn't talk to anyone or hurt anyone, and as long as he's being respectful by the rules and listens to us, then he can play because he's here to play. He's not here to touch minors, stalk minors. He's here to play. So, yeah, that's the two-way bridge. All right, take it how you will, but that's just some common sense for some people. Anyways, our matches go on. We play. We win the first few rounds. We continue. Then after our third round or whatever, we started getting this China team, this pro China team from whatever. That's like the first wheel from China or whatever. We get our ass clapped. We didn't survive. We flunked out. Whatever. But we still had pity pool. But when that happened, when we were getting into the pity bracket or whatever, or the bad bracket, whatever, we was approached and we was told that I'm basically, there's so much controversy about me because so many people were trying to stir it up, and that I had to go. They took a vote. The mods talk about it. Persuading them talked about it. They took a vote. I was kicked. I was gonna have to go, basically. My team then and there wanted to also quit because they said they just wanted to quit. They're just like, okay, well, you're kicking one of our members out, so we're just gonna forfeit. And people were like, no, if you forfeit, that's gonna look bad on you guys. Don't do that. If you forfeit, it's gonna look bad on you guys. Don't do that. And I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, I said it is what it wants. You can tell all the staff that I'm sorry for the inconvenience that my presence, did. I was being genuine. Like, I felt bad for some of the staff that actually got harassed because of me just fucking being in the tournament. So, again, I don't think it was ever right to harass the fucking staff over it. They are staff. They're not moderators. They can't just kick me out because the moment you said they should kick me out, that's Persuadable's decision. And that's what they did. They took it to Persuade. They talked with him. All the mods talked. And then my personal team and them talked for 5 hours while everyone was at work. 5 hours to discuss over this whole ordeal. So yes, the time was taken to talk about all this. Anyways, this next part is again with Ali, right? Again, Ali would like Eli O was a commentator in that tournament, right? For some weird reason, Eli O went off camera, and Persuade was like, "Oh, Eli this, Eli this, Eli this." Ali just happened to be at that right time where she thought Persuade was talking about me when he was talking about Elio, not me, because people get that mixed up all the damn time. So yeah, and then she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it." And then Ali was saying so many negative stuff in the YouTube comments. Persuade muted her because Persuade doesn't know her, and she's just spreading shit. So of course he muted her. Then Ali went into the VC or the chat, the tournament chat, and said, "I can't believe you guys would allow a pedo into the tournament." And that's what sparked a whole outrage for hours on end, and it became that's what started it. And anyways, regardless or not, I was kicked. Okay, I got voted on. I was kicked. Y'all shouldn't harass the mods. They didn't know anything about it. They were being respectful and applying by what Persuable said. Persuable didn't have anything to do with it. Yes, he was my friend at the time, but that was at the time, and at the same time, again, it was brought up. He reviewed all the information. He talked about it with his mods. You guys were just mad that he didn't do an immediate decision. It was never gonna happen. It takes time. Okay, that's just the reality of it. Anyways, this last part is to talk about kind of like an overall view. Keep in mind, this man has a profession and like mental health and like therapy and helping his patients and stuff like that. So maybe none of you guys want to hear this from me. Maybe you guys don't believe a word of my advice, maybe a word of what I'm saying. Maybe I don't have room to talk about what's right or wrong. So maybe instead of hearing it from me, maybe y'all need to hear it from a guy who's in that profession. Maybe a guy who knows more than your best friend on the internet. Maybe a guy who knows more than Hara. Maybe a guy who is more in the job profession to answer these questions more than your mom or your dad. Okay? And if Persuade is listening to this or watching this, I want him to let him know that this is not. I'm not using this for him to defend me. It's not. He's not talking about me specifically. He's not trying to defend me. But if you want to go with the ideology that he is talking about me, and you can kind of tell he might be or not, or you want to don't see it as like he's not talking about me, whatever which way you decide to view it, I want to make this very clear that I feel bad about what happened. I'm sorry that my controversy happened. I wish I could talk about it sooner, and I should have talked about it sooner. But I can't change that now, and that's why we're here today. But in the end, I want to establish the fact that Persuade has some good advice, some genuine advice that can apply to people over age and underage about this kind of stuff, and speaking about every single one. This, if there should be anyone that people should listen to, is this man, and I truly will stand by that. So I'm going to mute, and you guys can hear from him, not from me, about how he feels about the whole tournament ordeal and everything that happened. So please take a listen.
I know what teams are on there on social medias, saying shit versus the teams that are actually trying to conduct themselves professionally. There are people out there who care more about their TikTok and Twitter subscribers more than they care about anything else. Versus those who, their entire social media is based on controversy, chaos. You learn it. I've been gone for 2 years. I've only been back for 1 month. And there's already a list of like 10 to 15 people, and you look at them and you're like, your entire fucking brand is based on chaos. Your entire brand is based on controversy. Your entire brand is based on, you know, taking a moral high stand or whatever it's called. But then privately, you're an asshole. And I'm a very private person. And when I see things that are leaked publicly and stuff, I'm just like, I'm never going to trust you again. But like when you pick and choose your own shit, I'm just like, ah. Able to figure out, which players and teams are more addicted to the controversy and, they're gaining 20 TikTok followers. Let's see. Yeah, I thought you coming back to these new era of players would deter you from staying after this tourney, to be honest. Nah, we're gonna stay. I don't give a fuck about these people talking shit about me. I don't give a fuck about any of them. About the people that go on social media, all the people who want to like fucking expose stuff, go public, who want to, they're more worried about their TikTok and fucking Twitter and stuff like that. I don't understand that. I never will. I'll never respect it. And those are the people who get blackballed right away. I'm a very private person. Like, let's discuss this privately. Let's figure it out. Let's problem solve. You know, but people care about having the hot takes. Those people, I believe in dealing with things privately. You know, the good moments, the bad moments. And you have people who are willing to literally jeopardize everybody for the sake of their own following. Never wanted anything to do with those sorts of people because you're actually like you stand for nothing other than your own following and your own voice. Sometimes there's times where you gotta move back and listen instead of talking. With this community, sometimes people don't know how to listen. Their main concern is to talk. Their main concern is to listen to their own voice. Their main concern is to not give you the full story because they want to convince you that they got the hot take of a half-ass scenario that you haven't even seen the screenshots to because they cherry pick them to make themselves feel better. And that's where we're at. I feel like there's a lot of people who have power who are more concerned about their power and their hot tea takes rather than actually caring about people, their well-being. We saw scenarios where people literally jeopardize people's own personal information for their own hot takes so they could gain 10 followers at the sake of investigations and people's own personal integrity. And that's never okay. And I will unapologetically always fight that. And that's going to happen in the future as well. But like I see these people, man, and some of these people, man, they ain't got your best interest in line. You know, they want to go there, they want to post certain things. They don't care about you. They don't care about other people. They don't care about their safety. What they care about is their own fucking reputation. What they care about, they're literally willing to expose other folks in this world for their own, for their own likes. But no one can talk about this publicly, right? Because we all got to pretend like we're fucking perfect. You must listen to us. Sometimes we like our own tone of our own voices. I'm also 34, you know. Be careful of the people that you choose to follow. Be careful of the people that you choose to be your leader because they will throw you under the bus if it makes them look better. Cautious of the people that you look up to, especially in this community. They don't give a fuck about anything other than their own social following. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. They only care about their reputation. Be careful. That's all I can say. It was much easier back in the day with Identity 5 because you could just post YouTube videos and get the fuck off. But you look at some of this stuff, man. I've seen, my own family had to see it. My friends had to see it. It's tough. There's a part of me that just wants to go back to just post it on YouTube and then not caring, Then I'm any better. But some of y'all, man, like you guys believe the first thing you fucking see. You got to be careful. And that applies beyond the game. That's just social media in general. Some of y'all literally just believe the first fucking shit that you guys see. Who taught you that? Who taught you not to fact check? You know? And it's the same thing that we see on Twitter. It's the same thing that we see on any social media platform. This has nothing to do with Identity 5. It's just in general. And you'll need to be very careful because you're susceptible. You're very much so susceptible. And you must ask yourself, if people are only spreading drama, spilling the tea or sipping the tea, I don't know what it is. Be careful that you don't fall in that trap. Because one day you all are going to find people who really want to love you, but you're so addicted to that sort of mentality. The drama, the despair, the bullshit. If you get addicted, to that little tea or whatever it is, people like me want nothing to do with you. Some of you, man, you're going down the wrong path. You're following leaders that don't give a shit about you. They care about you as a sheep. So when they post that tea, they can convince you to like it, give it a little bit of a heart. They don't care about you. They care about pushing their narrative. You don't need to be so careful. That is the number one thing that I have learned since being back here in this game for the past month. Some of these people they don't care about you. They don't. They don't give a shit about you. You know what they care about? When they post that little link to you, when they post that little post that they made, they don't give a shit about you, your family. They don't care about your grandma's health. They don't care about your mental health. They give you 5 messages. You know what they care about? That like. So they can increase that count. Be careful. With the community are positive. I don't understand the TikTok and Twitter side of things. Twitter's not as bad. TikTok is just a whole fucking animal. And at what point we all acknowledge it, but at what point do you all contribute to it? Everybody wants some sort of tea. They want the newest fucking exposure, whatever. At what point do you all hold yourselves accountable? Fuck everybody else. At what point do you all hold yourselves accountable? Because at some point you all consume it. You all contribute to it. Now I know there's going to be, that TikTok influencer or whatever. But at what point do you hold yourself as a consumer responsible? Fuck them. You don't need to ask them permission. Some of you consume it. But when you find people who want to love you for who you are, who want to believe in your growth, you're going to make it harder on yourselves when you consume the despair. You become a liability. You become the problem. At what point do we start fact checking? At what point do we not just see a screenshot? At what point do we not just see a video? These people, they don't care about you. They care about their voice. They care about being heard more than what they are listening to. You all have to be very careful about what you are hearing. People like me, I'm very private. Very, very private. If you come to me and talk to me personally, most of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, it's going to remain private. Even if I do have to talk about it, there aren't going to be screenshots. The people who are leaking stuff, posting stuff, things like that, are those the type of people that you would want to leak family matters to? Personal matters? The health of your mother? The health of your father? The health of your grandparents? The trauma that you have faced as a kid or a teenager? The things that you're going through now? You learn in the actual medical field to shut the fuck up. You don't talk about that stuff. I can have a patient that tells me things very privately that no one else in that building is going to know about because it's not pertinent to their health. Some of you're feeding into it. Everybody acknowledges, apparently, because I've only been back for a month, that there's a problem. Unity. But then at what point do you stop fucking consuming it? At what point do you question it? At what point do you actually use 2 brain cells to say, maybe this isn't the amount of information that I need to grow and learn from this? I'm challenging you. Are you consuming the material of some of these content creators that are doing nothing but spreading bullshit? What if you are a content creator that is spewing this bullshit? Who's challenged you in a way where you're not going to be judged? Where you can genuinely, when I'm dealing with an alcoholic, they must understand that I do not judge them. I'm trying to help them. A drug abuser, they must understand they're not going to be judged. I just want to make sure that they do okay in life. First weekend of this tournament, I went 24 to 36 hours without eating any food because of the harassment and stuff that I dealt with. My inability to lead this tournament correctly led to many people of my own staff having mental health issues. Many. How they were talked to, how they were spoken to, the stuff that was posted on TikTok, on Twitter. And it made me feel sad because I didn't lead them correctly. I put people's mental health on the line for a tournament for 3 weekends. I failed in a lot of ways. Pushed people away, thinking that when they
So in this part, this is the part where I feel like, and this can be me being wrong, but in this part I feel like he was speaking to me about this because I relate to this and I talk about this. A lot of people wonder why I never spoke up. A lot of people, as what Gabby and other people said in previous screenshots, why do you find new people and tell them that you're innocent? You're just gonna repeat the cycle, right? This is what this right here, what he talks about, explains to an extent what I was doing. In a way, he explains it mentally. He explains what I'm doing, what why is it bad, and how it wasn't helping me in the end. So take a listen with the knowledge of this is what I was doing over and over and over.
thinking that when they come back to you, that that's their way of showing that they love you, you're gonna do this sort of addictive sort of thing where you push people away, burn bridges, kill relationships, hoping they come clawing back, because it's the only way that you're going to feel loved. And I'm challenging that. It's not healthy, and that is not a right way to feel loved. It is not a right way to feel like a good person. It is not a right way to be a productive member of this society, and it is not a right way to be a productive member of those who are in your circle. You're going to fall down the rabbit hole of pushing people away, hoping they come running back to you because it makes you feel loved and you feel the euphoria of that sort of conflict resolution.
So that's how I felt. That's what I was doing. I would break my friendships, burn my bridges, try to form new ones, keep on going. But until I speak about this, which I am now, and take care of it, it will never change. Again, this is not. I don't have to make people believe me. But what all this, the purpose of all this 2 hour, 3 hour long video that I'm making, in the end, it's just to give people an option. So when people post Taurus links about all these negative things about me, I can simply look at them too and be like, here, look at this. Look at my link. They see theirs, they see mine. Now they can make a decision. But if I don't speak about this at all, no one's gonna ever believe me. And again, it's not about even convincing past people. It's just simply tell my story so I can get over with this, put it all behind me, and just continue.
If you made it this far, I mean, it's been a big letdown. So I'm gonna future me add some cutting bars of soap to entertain the ones with the ADHD. Hopefully that will help. But this has been a big thing. I should have spoke about this long ago. There's gonna be maybe plot holes I didn't go over. Maybe certain people that I didn't speak of, like a Kane or Coffin, or I know those some people I talked to. But to be honest, those people were just. Kane wasn't a problem. I just didn't really know her, but I feel like she's been using my name for clout at this point. And Coffin was just like a relationship that got into quick, and it was more lustful than it was love. And that's just basically that. But there's so many other people I can probably am missing, can't even go over because maybe I don't got anything, or maybe I just can't recall, or just highly, I guess, unbelievable. But that's the truth. And I'll be leaving this now. Any future problems that occur, I will try to handle quick as possible. Now, if there are people from this video that come out of nowhere trying to speak of this and try to start some shit, you had 3 years, 2 months, whatever, to speak all of your truth. So coming out of nowhere, speaking now your truth, it just I'm not gonna give a fuck. Really, I'm not. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this all up. I'm gonna link the Google Slides, like I said. Um, my future plans are that I'm going to continue streaming. I'm going to make a public server. I'm going to do just whatever I would like to do. Simple. People don't like that. Some don't care. Some are gonna dislike it. Some are gonna attack people for being in association with me, and then that is okay. I don't care. I mean, report me all you want. I said already. If you need to take legal action to get me, I'm advocating for it. And just in the end, that's just this is my story. And maybe some people don't agree with it. People maybe still on edge, see me on the wrong, and that's fine. I'm not trying to fix any broken bridges, if anything. But my story's out there now. That's all I wanted. I will put this all behind me and a new chapter begins. And so, with that being said, I'm gonna just do what I said previously: new server, but I mean public server, streaming on platforms, posting content, and yeah, if my existence pisses people off, so be it. I've been here for 7 years. I guess I'm gonna keep going strong. It is what it is, and hopefully, maybe that's an inspiration to some other people. But yeah, goodbye.